Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. What's up, sis? Nyla.
Assalamu alaikum.
All right, we got some fun. We getting ready to have some fun. Hold up, let me put this on my page. Inshallah. Oh, hold up. Why is it not showing? Oh, there it is. Okay. Okay. So yeah. So assalamu alaikum, everybody. Uh, and then alhamdulillah wa salatu wa salamu ala rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Amma ba'd. So, the good topic, huh? The difference between following the salaf and calling yourself salafi in reference to today. So, a post, you put up a post earlier. Hey, Abu Isa, assalamu alaikum. So you put up a post earlier. Oh, I just got the notification that you're live. So,
Oh, for real?
yeah, so inshallah they will come and represent.
Yeah.
Maybe. Hold up. Okay. All right. So yeah. Um, I just want to be honest. Our Salafi brothers and sisters, we need desperately for y'all to understand. Um, you're not really following the Salaf. I'm just gonna jump out there, put it. We just gonna put it all the way out there. So, man, I don't know if them comments gonna show up on my thing. It comes
Just
with
don't look at them while you talking.
it's already up. I mean, whatever.
Yeah.
Alaikum salam to Allah. Muhammad Abdul Bar. Oh yeah, the brother was holding it down. Muhammad Abdul Bar. He was holding it down in the comments. What's popping?
I can't see
He
none of that
gang, he
stuff.
gang, he gang, man. Yeah, we about to talk about that post. Muhammad Abdul Bar. Hold on, let me make sure I'm saying your name right. I don't want to. Abdul Bar. Yeah. Muhammad Abdul Bar. We getting ready to talk about. We getting ready to respond to them comments. We're gonna respond live to those comments. Because for real, when you make a post like that, so we put a post up. What was the post like?
It was it said something along the lines like why do Salafi not want to ascribe to to a madhab, but they ascribe to Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab.
Yeah, right.
Ibn Abdul Wahab.
Man,
Excuse
why I
me.
can't see you? Imam Fahim on here. Hey, boom bap, salam alaikum, boom bap. uh, alhamdulillah. Man, so yes, I can't see when I'm looking on mine's. I can't out my phone. I can see your comments, but on that's weird.
I can't see how many people joined. None of that. I can't see nothing.
There's a lot of people on here.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, but okay. So for real, honestly, I just want to jump out there and tell everybody, like, okay, so if you call yourself following the Salafi Minhaj, you are not following the actual Salaf. So first and foremost, what I've found is that our Salafi brothers and sisters, they don't really have a correct understanding of the term Salaf. I know they have the hadith, like nobody has to jump in the comments and say, like, hey, the Prophet Sallallahu was talking to Fatima and he said that you was a good salaf. I'm just paraphrasing. You're a good salaf for me. Like we are so clear on all of that, okay, y'all. So I mean, we ain't no amateurs, okay. So don't slow down on the copy and pasting. I just want to hit straight to the root. We want to go straight to the root of this stuff because the issue spirals in a lot of different directions, but they all have a roots, okay? And the root of the problems is he said, yeah, be getting ready.
Who?
He out there, you my funny.
Oh,
Okay, Sabit Willoughby. Alhamdulillah. Hey, hey, brother, thanks for your participation, man. He's the brother Sabit. He's sharp. He's sharp. Now, brother Sabit, we're gonna respond to some of the comments. I don't take nothing personal. We just having a conversation. And but honestly, I just really I really want to reach out to the Salafi community because as far as I know, that's all that most people have been introduced to when they first took the Shahada. And when you first take your Shahada, and then they give you all these refutation books, and I'm speaking like the Salafi scholars, like the Ibn Abdul Wahab, Uthaymeen, Fawzan, Muqbil, the whole gang, Ben Baz, the whole gang. Uh, First and foremost, everybody know this, and I know it sounds crazy to y'all. It sounds very, very, very crazy. I know it does, but Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah has completely disregarded those guys' scholarship. Okay, be clear on that. So the picture is like this: our people, mostly black people, our people, when we first left Christianity or whatever it was that you was doing, and you came into Islam, a lot. I'm finding that the majority of people, of black people, went to the Salafi Minhaj because that's all that they was ever introduced to. Like I don't know one person who was a follower of a madhab and he was knowledgeable and he followed it and then he made an intelligent decision not to follow the madhab and to follow the Salafi Minhaj. I'm sure there's a person out there like that, but I've been Muslim for 15 years, going on 15 years, and I haven't seen it once. And I've been teaching, I've been teaching for about 12, 11, 13 years, and I've never seen it. I've never seen it, but I always do see brothers leave the Salafi Minhaj. Well, me and my brothers in the A team, we got a group. We streaming out the group right now. It's called the Sunnah for Us, and we got a group called the True Aqidah of the Salaf, and it's ran by some brothers who follow all four of the madahib. So we're representatives of all four of the madahib, and we're tackling issues of this such from every angle of Quran and Sunnah. Okay, what we like to say, we call that the Salafi burnout. So and Nyla, she went through the Salafi burnout. We're gonna jump into that. Where your hunger for knowledge, it's not quenched. The thirst is not quenched. So
None.
Oh, okay. But the issue is like when people first come into Islam, the first thing that they're introduced to is the Salafi Minhaj. And right after they're introduced to the Salafi Minhaj, as opposed to being given their Fardul Ain, and we're gonna get straight to the comments too, y'all. So go do your thing in the comments, but we want to get the narrative of what we want to discuss out here first because we don't want the conversation to get all crazy and going in different ways and then nobody learn anything because this is what this is a learning initiative. We ain't just a lot of Muslims get on here and they just talk and they talking without a purpose. So we're gonna get to all them comments, but after they become Muslim, they give them all of the refutation books. Don't become a grave worshiper. Don't follow on the Ash'ari. Don't blind follow any one of the scholars. Don't blind follow all the they're giving all of this stuff. What happened? Oh, hold on, y'all. Just need to walk past. Let me turn the camera off real quick. I'm gonna keep talking though. No, sorry. Sorry. All right. So anyway, they when they first are given coming into Islam and they're given these refutation books, and once they're given those refutation books, that's all they learn. They don't learn their Fardul Ain. They don't learn the actual fiqh, any of that. They might touch a book of fiqh like Fiqh Sunnah and stuff like that, which really is not a deep book. I'm just now learning that a lot of Salafis have been exposed to this stuff, and now they have jumped on the Hanbali wave, And because there was a Hanabila presence in Najd and Saudi Arabia, so they know the scholars, and it's an easy transition, except for the fact that Taqsim is made, which is the biggest issue. So that's the problem. So when we making these types of posts and we making these videos, so with that being the case, with that being a scenario, like when you first become Muslim, and then after that you giving all the Salafi refutation books, this is illegitimate, guys, brothers and sisters. This is illegitimate. Okay, so I know that y'all hear the Salafi people. I know that y'all hear the terms Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah all the time. Let me teach you something. The Salafi Minhaj is not the majority. That term Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, that term means the people of the Sunnah and the majority, based on the fifth of the Hadith. When the Prophet ﷺ was asked about times of fitan, and then the Sahabi asked him, "What do you suggest we do in those time periods?" He said, "Stick to the Jama'ah, stick to the majority, along with the Hadith." And we all know this, but it's been misused. Along with the Hadith, when Rasulullah ﷺ said that his community would never agree on dalalah, on misguidance. Okay, so this is the evidence. The Salaf people have a mantra. Where's your proof? Where's your proof? Where's the proof? You got the dalil? You got the dalil? This is the dalil for the word majority. Okay, the only people who follow the Salafi minhaj are the Saudi Arabian people. That's it. When you're talking about the whole of the continent of Africa, Salafi minhaj, non-existent. What do you find there? Malikis and Shafis. You don't find any Salafis. They sprinkled in there, but as a whole and for generations, we have a Sanid going all the way back to the Salaf. And of course, we know the Salaf are connected to the Sahaba, and the Sahaba, y'all know the rest. Same difference when you go to the continents of Asia. They don't. There's no Salafi minhaj on the continents of Asia. When you go to Europe, there are in Asia. They are all Hanafi. They're Hanafi and Shafi'i. None of them is walking around talking about we follow the Salafi minhaj. When you go to Europe, there's no Salafis there. No Salafi minhaj. Yes, they exist. I'm not saying that there's not one. I think it might be like 4 of them. But when you go into Europe, you find the tradition in Europe is Maliki because of the connection with the North Africans who are Maliki. Nobody's talking about the Salafi minhaj. It don't exist. So the whole of the Muslim community and the Muslim world are all following, particularly the 4 schools of thought. Nobody following the minority is the Salafi minhaj. So you cannot include yourself into being the majority if you are not the majority. So that's a first indication. But most of them don't know that. This is stuff that they don't know. It's not being taught to them because it's not part of the Salafi curriculum, which is a huge problem. We're gonna get into that, inshallah ta'ala. So I want Nyla to attest to her experience prior to us being married, being a Salafi. I mean, it was a big blowback on your page, right? It was a big blowback. One of your friends was like, posted her. It was like she used to be a good Salafi sister, and now she's a Sufi. So, alhamdulillah. I mean, the brothers just don't know, you know what I mean? And I appreciate the zealousness in the Salafi minhaj. There's a lot of zealousness. You should be strong on what it is that you're doing and that and what you stand on and what you represent. You should be. But it's time for us to grow and elevate. What I feel like is that, Black people, we ran out of Christianity, and then we hit the first thing that hit us in the head was the Salafi minhaj. So that was a phase. We need to grow from that phase, inshallah. So tell us, go back as far as you can remember. You're Muslim now, and you young, right? When you're Muslim, and when you're a Muslim, as soon as you're Muslim, tell us, what was your experience?
Okay, so Assalamu alaikum. Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Alhamdulillah, wa salatu wa salamu ala Rasulullahi wa ala alihi sahbihi ajma'in. Assalamu alaikum, everyone. I'm Nyla for Facebook.
On
But
Facebook. Sound like
okay,
an
so
event.
first, huh?
No, I was saying something like to my homie,
Uh,
Yvette Reyes.
First, I want to say no disrespect to my ex-in-laws at all. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, reward you all and bless you all for what you have done, all your hard effort. I mean, but so becoming Salafi, like you mentioned, the vast majority of us, when we first encounter, our first encounterment, when we embrace Islam, is in the hands of the Salafiya Minhaj. So, that's like all that we know. And I was like very sincere in learning. And I don't know, I came to the conclusion I was seeking knowledge. I didn't order numerous books, listen to numerous lectures, and all types of stuff. But after a while of learning, I was like, it kind of clicked like, this ain't really going further. Like, what is there else to learn other than marriage and Tawheed? Like I never learned, even knew fit or what a mustahid was or any of that. When I became Muslim, I was always told like, oh, don't just blind follow. Don't take from the four schools. They are part of the 73 sects. They divide the religion and so forth. So, like you said, you kind of firm upon what it is that you're learning. So, of course, out of my ignorance, all those things, stopped me from learning anything about the four schools at all. I was kind of just like, this is, they say we follow the Quran and the Sunnah and the blessed three generations. This is what it is. So I'm just like, rolling with it.
Right.
Or whatever. But so yeah. And then when I met my husband, he mentioned that he followed one of the four schools, the Maliki. And I kind of was like, and he was telling me bits and pieces. I wasn't sold on it. I was still like, I don't know. We'll have to see. I gotta learn about that, because I was told X, Y, and Z.
Well, at least you was willing to learn about it, because a few Salafi
I most
sisters was
definitely
like, to me, they was like, you're a grave worshiper. No, I can't marry you.
Yeah, I most definitely was. I feel like it's important to be open-minded, and me being open-minded has led me to seeking a whole lot of knowledge. Sisters, when I tell you sisters and brothers, most definitely be open-minded, learn about the four schools before you just sit here and you follow all these slogans that the Salafi Minhaj teaches us. Everything anybody said, guess what my response was? Oh, where's the proof? Everything. You could say the grass green, and I'm like, where's the proof? But yeah, so yeah, that was my experience.
Okay, so throughout the duration, because you was Salafi for like what, 7 years, 8 years?
Yeah, but honestly, in my last marriage, a lot of that I wasn't seeking as much knowledge as I should have, just because of all that was going on. But once I did start seeking knowledge, like I said, a lot of it was just like, I don't know, a lot of the lectures was just seeming like more of like inspirational talk instead of teaching you anything for real.
Which is what a lot of people get stuck in. just in my
Yeah.
experience.
And it all sounds good. Don't get me wrong, it all sounds good, especially if you don't know no better.
Right,
Like the vast majority of us don't. This
right.
is what we encountered, when we embraced Islam. So, we sticking with it.
I'm trying to write Solly. Hey, Solly, check your inbox. Okay, so uh so I mean, so the whole time, nobody in the whole Salafi community uh gave you any fiqh or taught you about the four imams or anything outside of the slogans. Like, okay, we don't follow one of them, we all of them, one of them, we follow all of them, and nobody came and taught you to say, okay, here's what Malik said, here's what Imam Abu Hanifa said. That never happened.
No, it never happened. Like literally, wallahi, I never even heard the word sick. Like, and as far as the four schools go, I was just told stay away from them. They're deviant sects. They divide the religion. So I wasn't taught nothing about Imam Malik and Shafi'i, nothing at all. Like I literally was just given all these books, and like I said in the books, it just teaches you Tawheed, just like very, I don't know, it's bare minimum.
Yeah,
Like
and you had
I
all
never
the good books because a lot of
about.
people. I
Yeah,
know
but
it's somebody. Here, Solid here now. Assalamu alaikum.
Wa alaikum assalam rahmatullah. What's up? What's up? What's up?
Yo, we got the
I
good brother. We
remember.
got the good brother here, so he can help us out with them comments because we're gonna jump on that post and we're gonna dissect them comments, inshallah ta'ala. You you
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah.
you ready to get to that? Or you
Oh,
ready?
oh, oh, oh. Yo, hold on. Let me take my gas mask off because I want to inhale this smoke. Hold up. I want all the smoke right now.
Okay, so I just really wanted to make a point with that. We ain't trying to be funny, y'all. We really just trying to we're trying to teach our people. Inshallah ta'ala. We're trying to teach our people. So I
Most
wanted to
definitely
with
be
this,
open minded.
yeah, inshallah, be open minded. I mean, with her experience, I wanted her to talk about that because I mean it was so bad, and this is a problem because number one, there's a division in our community because we're not in a lot of cases they're not getting married to people. Okay, so we are the majority. I can't stress that to y'all enough. The four madahib, the adherents of the four madahib are the majority. Okay, so but I think the Salafis are the majority in the black community. So we're not getting married, and this might be a problem. Why? And there might be problems in the marriage because of this. Uh, uh, uh,
Well, let me say something. It most definitely is a problem because a decent amount of brothers was interested in me, and the first thing that my folks said was, "Is he a Salafi? If he ain't, don't fool with him." Although all of them was Salafi, but y'all get the point. Yeah,
but I got through.
yeah, yeah.
Yo,
You
Yeah,
yo,
know,
Nana
we,
Boo
yo,
Boo.
yo. We go. I don't want to play the six toe over here. Yo, boo love and all that got me feeling all out of place over here.
yeah, Nah, just
Is
playing.
that
I'm just
is that mother? I can't put that mother hop down on her, and it was a wrap.
gone.
But
You did
can I
not
say something to my
influence me or
Salafis?
nothing.
Can I say something to my Salafis? To all the people who Salafi, right? You're not gonna get the
Hey, turn
sweetness
your
of
light
marriage.
on. We can't see you. Turn your light on.
My light
Is it
is
on?
on. I'm in the car. Can you see me better?
Okay. All right, that's better.
All right. You're not gonna catch the sweetness of this religion, right? Until you do something that the Prophet ﷺ warned us about, and that's getting pride out of your heart.
Mm.
Having this pride and thinking that you got everything correct is your imperfection, right? Where some of our great scholars said, right, it's four types of people. And I know we hear this all the time, right? The fourth type of person is the person who does not know and doesn't know that he doesn't know, he is a shaitan, and stay away from him. And these are the people that we are up against now. They do not know. And you don't know that you don't know, and you don't want to know. So as long as you're like that, you're going to get all, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is going to guide you astray. And you're not going to taste the sweetness of Islam. You're going to have animosity towards people for one. Salafiyya is teaching us animosity, right? You go down to that masjid, I don't like you. So now it's going against what we say. It's going against salam. It's going against peace. So now you saying, I don't like him because he goes down the street. So you already building hatred, right? And then on top of that, you carrying tales because you're saying they doing something down at this masjid and you never been down there and you're saying they doing something. So now you're being a tale carrier and a person who hates and a takfiri. So how are you going to get the sweetness of Iman if you have all these type of evil traits in your heart? When Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says what? قَدْ أَفْلَحَ مِنْ زَكَاهَا. Successful are those who purify it. How are you going to purify it when you're putting that in your heart? I just want y'all to think about that.
That's also the verse for evidence of tasawwuf. Dare I say that word? I didn't say that word. They about to report this live. Okay, so was that your statement?
That's it. That's all I wanted to say. I just want them to think about
let's
that.
Smoke it up then. Okay, so the statement Nala posted on Facebook. Why is it that Salafis have a problem with describing themselves to a madhab, but ascribe themselves to Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab? Okay, who wanna go first? Just about the post. You wanna go first? Just about the post first.
Who want to go first? You can go first because I want to look at something.
Go ahead, Bobby.
Because I want to look up for something. I want to look up something. So go ahead.
Okay, so Nyla, tell us why you made the post. What you thinking? Why you made that post? And Sarbet, I wanted to the brother Sarbet. I wish I could get him on here. If the brother, I don't know if you at work or not, brother. Come holler at us. I see you in the comments, Sarbet. We're gonna get with you, man. We're gonna get with you.
Well, honestly, when I made the post, I was just sitting here thinking, like, I really want to know, why is it that the Salafis are so against following any of the four madhabs, but they will follow Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. And I don't know if y'all took the time to, do research on him at all. So I really just wanted to get clarification on that.
All right. Well, what I'm gonna say about that is, first and foremost, dude killed Muslims. How do we even put Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, the horn of Shaitan, how do we even put him on the same level as the four imams, first and foremost? Second, the four imams, they ruled by their knowledge and expertise. They were mujtahideen. They were scholars to the highest right. There is not one sane Muslim that ever lived that called Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab a mujtahid. So why is that important? It's because if you're there's all of the scholars in every generation of scholarship, we're talking about especially the time of the Salaf. Mind you, most of our Salafi brothers and sisters do not know. They think that the Salafi Minhaj is just like this group in Philadelphia that rules in Philadelphia and has branched out, because they leading everybody right now. And our brother, our brother Ustad Abdul Majid, he's in the thick of it. He out there with it. We not out there, as y'all know. But that's not what the Salaf is. The Salaf is a time period, okay? It's a time period. And if you want to be specific, it's that time period that was right after let's just say it was the three blessed generations. I don't want to get too technical. When you look at the three blessed generations, the only thing that you have left to read from, because we all know we ain't amateurs on here. We all know that there were other mujtahideen. We know that. But when you look at that time period, the only work that you find are the works from the four A'imah. You don't find Ibn Taymiyyah. You don't find Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab. You don't find Fawzan. You don't find Uthaymin. You don't find Mukbil. You don't find Madakhal. You don't find any of those guys. So you cannot compare any of those guys to the time period and those mujtahideen that lived in the three blessed generations. Why am I saying that? And I'm gonna pass it to Ustaz Mujib, Abdul Mujib. Why am I saying that? It's because people are taking the belief system that Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab innovated. All this stuff about like his whole, what he's most famous about, why he killed Muslims, what he's most famous about is his making takfir. His saying, oh, you go to a grave, you do tawassul, you do istighatha, you're mushrik. And a mushrik is a kafir. And here are the ayats in the Quran that say the mushrikun are going to the hellfire and the mushrikun are cursed and the mushrikun this and the mushrikun that. That all is bid'ah. It's bid'ah. It's bid'ah. Okay? But we got all our brothers and sisters who also say La ilaha illallah Muhammadur Rasulullah, who are ignorant of what Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah is, regurgitating this stuff. So we got to address it. We got to put some straightening on it. Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab is not a scholar. He was not a scholar. He was a very smart dude. Don't get it twisted. Brilliant individual. But he was not upon, there go that word, Ustaz Abdul Mujib. He was not upon the path of the Salaf. And we have various evidences that support this. Mujib, get in there.
So you want me to answer a question or what you want me to
the question about what do you think about the post all by itself? Why would Salafis basically adopt the opinions of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahab, but they reject following one of the four madhabs?
Okay, why they adopt it is because it caters to the lower desires, right? Why I say that? Because it's only really heavily adopted in our communities to a degree where it causes division, right? It's easy for us to divide ourselves because we've been divided for so long. It's given the African American inner city guy, because that's where it's heavy at. It's heavy in the inner city. Anywhere you go, even if they Salafi, you see a Salafi praying next to somebody that's praying Salaf, right? You seen them creating schools with each other, right? Al-Aqsa is built in Philadelphia, is built by people in a group that's all type of nationalities and have all type of beliefs, right? When I'm talking about when it's dealing with Islam, right? So it's only divided with us. And the reason why it's so heavy with us and why we're able to take that documentation is because it was already easy for me to hate you because you lived around the corner. You just gave me another excuse to hate the next person down the street. So it's easy to pick up this, even if it's wrong. Like when
we was already prone to that.
You was already prone to, I don't like you already. I was already prone to do that. So you gave me another reason not to like someone. So it's easy to pick this documentation up, right? So they could pick this up regardless of if it's right or not, because we could provide proof all you want, right? I could provide a proof and say, okay, this is wrong right here. This is what they really say, right? Because regardless of what you say, Fawzan went against what the Salaf really said, right? And he made statements saying, right? And I want to ask a Salafi person this, right? According to your belief,
let's put a question to Sabit. He's the most active, Sabit Willoughby.
Well, was he Salafi?
It appears so. He
Okay, so
gave the most contribution, and
so I got a
he
question
seems
for you.
knowledgeable. So,
So I got a question.
Sabit, he gonna ask you a question. I'm gonna put your answer on the screen.
So I got a question for you, Habibi. If your aqid is messed up, we're talking about your belief. The average person, if your belief is messed up, you believe something other than what was given by what supposedly what the Salaf believe. It takes you out of the fold of Islam, correct? And you have to back that up with saying, "Oh, it's not." Then you got to prove that. I mean, it's not, because I'm going to use the 6 conditions of the 7 conditions of la ilaha illallah to prove my point, right? And then I'm gonna make a statement from Sheikh Ibn Abbas, your beloved scholars. I'm gonna make a statement by them, right? So it's either these two things. Either it doesn't or it does. Okay? So if your aqid is messed up, you got to answer this to me first. You got to answer for this, this question for me first. If your aqid is messed up, does it take you out of the fold of Islam? And then I'll talk again. So we could go to the next question, because I want to see him first. I said I want smoke now. So we're going to talk. I want smoke. So you got to prove this. You talking about proof? You got to prove this to me now, Habibi.
All right. Question out there. So for any Salafi, put your answer in the comments for what the brother just asked. Is it true? Is it true? Is it or is it not true that your Islam is legit if your Aqidah is messed up or not? And this is why we're speaking on these issues, because it's serious. Okay, so let's get in some of these comments. First, there's a brother named Abu Ramadan Salafi. I see that all the time at the end of people's names. And that's another thing. Let me say that while we right here. When you go back to the actual time period of the Salaf, you will never find one scholar from the time of the Salaf, like their students, not the actual mujtahideen, because they were the ones that brought the schools to us. But all of the scholars that ascribed to the 4 schools, they all had al-Hanafi, al-Maliki, al-Shafi'i, al-Hanbali at the end of their names. You never once can find me one hadith scholar that had a Salafi at the end of his name. Never. You will never find.
And if that's his via, right? If we're blind following our imams by saying that, right, that I'm Maliki or I'm Shafi'i, right, which I'm identifying in school, then it's his via on your behalf too, because you're associating something with something as well. You're saying this is what I am. So once you say this is what I am, you're identifying yourself to a group. And if you're identifying yourself to a group, that is also his via. So if you're saying that we do that, it's his via, then it's the same. But the thing about it, we have more traditional lineage, which Abdul Kabir said, it came from the Salaf before it does with you. So that means yours is newly invented. If it's newly invented, it means it's a bid'ah, because it was never done before until the Salafiyya became a name. So that's a newly invented
a group
matter. That's bid'ah. It makes sense, y'all? It makes sense?
Big bid'ah.
Okay, it was never done before.
The first response, let me see if the brother answered the question yet. Now, he ain't answered yet. So Abu Ramadan Salafi, may Allah guide him to what Allah is pleased with. Him and Chak Zah, they said it's a guy and a gal. This is why we make these videos, y'all, so that we can bring awareness, so that we can teach our brothers and our sisters. I see you on here, Muhammad ibn Abdul Bar. Inshallah ta'ala, if we got time, I'm gonna get you on here. They both said that they don't know any Salafi that calls themselves a Wahhabi. So I'm gonna just kill that statement first and foremost. They used to, like, they never taught y'all the actual history of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab, because it's shameful, it's sickening, it's disgusting. This guy made takfir on the entire Muslim world,
even on his brother.
Opposed the Muslim Khilafah, and he killed Muslims in the Haram and in the Hijaz just for power's sake. So it's sickening. After that time period, when he won the little skirmishes only in Saudi Arabia, he never conquered the Muslim world or the Khilafah at large. He worked with the British government. Dude was a rat. Most of the Salafi brothers and sisters, most of y'all come out the streets. Y'all's big sheikh is a rat. This dude was a whole agent. He worked with the dude Lawrence of Arabia. He worked with the British Kuffar and conspired against the Muslim Khilafah with the Kuffar. And what type of sucker stuff is this? He killed Muslims. He didn't put down one non-Muslim. He killed all the people who said, La ilaha illallah, Muhammadur Rasulullah. I'm a street dude. First and foremost, hey, listen, I was Paru in my days before I was Muslim. You could not tell me you was my OG and you keep whacking all the Parus. How's you Paru and you whacking the whole gang? You supposed to be whacking the other gang, not our gang. Just to put it in simpleton terms. So just from our common sense, how can this dude be a pillar in the deen when he defiled the deen? So it became nasty once the world found out what Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab did. First, they were proud. They felt was puffed up when they stole the Hijaz, and they were calling themselves Wahhabis, al-Wahhabiyya. They were calling themselves that. And then once the whole Muslim world at large found out what they did, they condemned it. All of the Muslim scholars at the time of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab did, first starting with his father and then going to his brother who was a sheikh before him, disdained him and told everybody do not take from him. So when he warned against people afterwards, the Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah, he was the first person warned against. They don't teach y'all this stuff. They give y'all the whole Wahhabi curriculum and you have to learn that and you stay stuck in that. So the reason why people don't call themselves Wahhabi is because it's a nasty term. They transformed themselves from the Wahhabis, al-Wahhabiyya, to a Salafiyya. You see a lot of the scholars talking about the first, second, and third wave of the Wahhabi movement. The first wave of the Wahhabi movement was with Ibn Abdul Wahhab, and then the guy that took over, I forget his name, and they killed all the Muslims. That was the first wave. Second wave, Bin Baz, Fawzan, Uthaymin, all those guys. Now we got the third wave with the Tawhid Wyatts, the educated Negroes. This is the third wave, and they wouldn't dare say Wahhabi. They wouldn't dare say it. They wouldn't dare call themselves that. So they transformed themselves into what we call Salafis. That's the answer to that. Y'all got something to put on that?
No, but when we get to the point of, following where the Salafis say they follow more than one madhab, I want to touch on that part, but not none for this right now.
You got something on that?
Yeah. Oh yeah. Man, with the madhab. Oh, absolutely.
No. About them not calling themselves Wahhabis, even though she didn't say that in the post. She just said them following him.
Intellectually, you are a Wahhabi. Who's your sheikh? You're identified by your teachers.
Just like my sheikh is Imam Malik.
Imam Malik identified himself. Okay, I take this from this. All your books is based upon this. Or you could say you're Taymi. Which one are you? If you're not intellectual, these Taymis are a little bit more intellectual. You're not that smart if you're not a Taymi. So if you're a Taymi, a little bit smarter. I'd rather talk to a Taymi than a Wahhabi.
Yeah, we got a special dinner for the Taymis. Okay, so let me read the brother. The brother responded to you. Let's get to that, and then we're gonna go to you, Nyla, and to respond about the following a particular school, and I'll go last on that one. Sabit Willoughby said, "I can't call Mr. Bin Baz Sheikh, so don't forgive me, Mr. Good brother Sabit. Forgive me. I cannot call Bin Baz Sheikh." So Bin Baz said, "There is no doubt that the correctness of the Aqidah, the creed." I told you this dude's sharp. So you see how he was able to get back exactly what you said. This guy's sharp. He's going, all of the sharp Salafis become Malikis, bro. I'm telling you. I'm telling you, he gonna become Maliki. Watch. There is no doubt that the correctness of the Aqidah, the creed, is the most important of affairs and the most tremendous of obligations. Okay, and that was his source was the Fatwa book that we all know about. Okay, so I don't know if that was.
He didn't answer the question. That's not answering the question.
Yeah, he didn't really answer the
You
question.
didn't
But that was
answer
his
the question,
response.
bro.
So
Your response, and like I said, I want sauce today. I love you, bro. But right now, you know, this is like battle rap. You're my opponent. So right now, that response was horrible. You didn't answer the question. It's either yes or no. So you're trying to intellectually, you're talking to smart people too. Like, you know, I went over a lot of books with teachers. I sat down, I went over books with teachers. You get what I'm saying? So you're not answering the question. The question was, does it take you out of Islam? Yes or no? If so, I'm going to prove it by your teachers and your books. Do what you're saying. So it's either yes or no. If you don't know, Habibi, then say, yo, okay, I don't know. And if you don't know, I will help you. I will teach you. Because you're one of the 4 people. You're the person who don't know and know he doesn't know. So it's safe for me to aid you. So I'm gonna just kill you with a lot of Ahl Sunnah stuff, bro. So just
straight Quran and Sunnah.
me.
All right,
That's
we're
it.
about to get to that mother question. I'm gonna watch and see if he responds to that. Okay, so the next one was Abu Ramadan al-Salafi said, to answer your question directly, it's because we don't blindly follow any particular person's saying, action, or approval except Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Okay. You got the flow, Nyla from Facebook.
Absolutely. So as far as blind following or saying that you don't follow anybody besides the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. My thing is, you personally were not in the time of the Prophet, so you have to have learned from somebody. And the Salafis, they have it's not back, linking back to the Prophet for what they believe at all. We've been asking for it's not for the longest. So if you have one, you know, most definitely post it.
And you will be compensated.
Yeah, post it. Because how can you just follow the Prophet?
If they could do that, I'll put $50 on it too.
Hey, we got $150 bounty for anybody who can post any Salafi. Grab any. Okay, so let's take the Salafi belief of what is it?
Authentic Senate.
An authentic sanad of the Salafi minhaj back to the time of the Prophet. We have ours. I've posted it numerously. We got a lot of new viewers because we're on your page, Nyla. But you know, we've been offering the A-team, our little group, our little Dawa and Tabligh group. We've been offering $100 bounty. It's now up to $150. If any Salafi can post us a sanad from the Salafi minhaj, so that would be we have to have the beliefs, because I had one dude that tried to trick me, the Abu Kasha cat. He tried to trick me. He posted a video with somebody posting. This guy is a sheikh, and this guy was given a sanad for Ibn Abdul Wahab. But this is the problem with that. When you say we believe in tafweed, we have a sanad for that. We don't have a sanad for tathbeet. We don't have a sanad for that. We don't have a sanad for them saying take the apparent meaning. There is no sanad for that. You did not relate taking an apparent meaning of the attributes of Allah. You did not relate that from so-and-so, from so-and-so, from so-and-so, from so-and-so, from so-and-so. The sanad that the Abu Kasha guy tried to trick us with was a sanad of people who taught Ibn Abdul Wahab when he was a child. And we all know he came from a prestigious family of scholarship. But just like Ibn Taymiyyah, he jumped off the minhaj when he got to talking that crazy stuff. So bring us a sound hadith, any type of sound hadith for taking the apparent meaning of, and for any of the crooked beliefs, not following the 4 madhabs, any of that. So that's what the sister is saying, that there is no chain. And this was one of your, if I'm not mistaken, ain't that one of your, wasn't that one of the critical things that, made you come to the Maliki madhab?
Most definitely was, because I mean anybody with logic, they'll see, like the 4 imams, they have proof for what they believe, linking back to the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, versus the Salafis. They have no chain, so it's like,
The chain stops at Ibn Abdul Wahab.
yeah. So it's like, where are y'all getting these beliefs from?
Which is what we
So
call
that
bid'ah.
most definitely was a big eye opener, and it should be for every Salafi, like it should be. Don't sit there and just be comfortable and all prideful, because a lot of us don't like change, and we just stuck up on what we learned. Like this is not a joke.
What you got on this, Solid?
Man, look, I got all tight. Like I said, I want all the smoke today. I'll be trying to be humble. Right? Abdul Kabir said we don't support him, so now he brought a machine gun out.
We trying to teach the people.
So now we're gonna talk fiqh, since we only follow what the Prophet ﷺ said. Okay. What is wiping over the head according to the Prophet ﷺ?
Any Salafi, Sabit.
What is the head? What is cuffs? Is wiping over the shoes permissible? Is wiping over the socks permissible? What are the conditions of salah? You had to get that from a reliable source to be able to say what these conditions are.
You did not get it from the Prophet himself.
It came from him to someone, to someone, to someone, to someone, to someone. I seen, I heard, we seen, right? It comes from a source, like we talking about a Senate. So if you only take from that, what is correct? Is the full head correct? Is partial of the head is correct? What is considered the ear? Is it the entire ear? Is partial the ear? Is it inside the ear? Is it back the ear? Is this? Is that? What is considered the hand outside of what it says in the Quran? What's legislated? Should I offer wudu with just the hand, or should I offer wudu with my hand all the way up to here? Which ones is it? Because it was many things was done.
Hey, the brother is confused. He don't even know what you're talking about. He just posted what with 3 question marks behind it.
Absolutely, you ain't gonna know what I'm talking about.
Hey, Sabit, this brother, good brother. This is the reason why we are making this video. I don't know if you was here, Sabit, or any of the Salafi brothers and sisters. I don't know if y'all was here at the beginning of the video. We established that the first thing that they teach y'all is how to refute Ahlus Sunnah wal Jama'ah. They don't teach you your actual obligations. This is the stuff that you will be questioned about. You won't be questioned about how good of a refuter you were to the Ash'ari or the Maturidiyya or the Athari. You won't be questioned about that. Allah Ta'ala said, "Aqimus salat wa atu zakat." What book, what source are y'all using to practice your belief, your everyday belief? He said he just got back on. Okay, he clarifying. Let me be short. Sabit, he just asked y'all. Okay, reiterate for the brother, because he's participating, alhamdulillah. He's participating.
Okay. We only follow what the Prophet ﷺ said in the 3 generations. How do you identify what a head is? I'm going to ask every Salafi this. Do you wipe over your socks when you pray, or you take off your socks every time you pray? I'm just going to ask questions. If you wipe over your sock, where did you get that from? Now we got to start talking. Oh, I wipe over my... Okay, so where did you get that from? The Salaf never said anything about cotton socks, beloved. So now you got to prove where you got that from if you only listen to the Prophet ﷺ. Because the Prophet ﷺ wiped over leather socks. And what are conditions of leather socks? What socks did he wear? Do anybody know of that? What are these conditions? Because like I said, if you wipe over white socks, then you don't take from the Prophet ﷺ. You take from a fatwa of someone who has a broken chain from ijma, consensus of everyone. You understand where I'm coming from? If you yourself, the Salafi brothers, go to the masjid and wipe over white socks, you are following a fatwa of someone who broke off of what the consensus say. So that means you don't take from the Prophet ﷺ. That's a false accusation. Do you understand what I'm saying? What is considered as the head? If you wipe over some part of your head, guess what? That came down from someone. So you don't take directly from what the Prophet ﷺ said. It is said, right? This is said in one of the greatest books, in Imam Bukhari's book, that if we do not have a Senate, anyone can say anything they please. From Imam Bukhari. So if you don't have a Senate, meaning it came from this person, from that person, from this person, to that person, this person, you don't have nothing to stand on. So you have to provide for me. Like you said, you take from the Prophet. Like I said, now I want answers now. See, Abdul Kabir is going to gun you. I'm just going to come in. You ain't got the answer? Get him out of here. Send him on his way. You got to give me that answer.
Hey, he said he take his socks off.
Who said he take his socks off?
Sabi. The brother.
And why do you take your socks off? Why do you take your socks off?
It's a trick question.
I think he's saying it because I'm saying it. You get what I'm saying? I think he's saying it because why do you take your socks off? Now you got to explain to me why you take your socks off.
We might need to get him on. But all right, if he still but if you on here when we get finished going through these comments, because we want to disprove the Salafi belief system. We're gonna go through some of the comments and we're gonna straighten out the crooked beliefs. So the things that were said in response by the Salafi brothers and sisters were incorrect according to the Quran and Sunnah. So we're taking that, and I had to do it on a post because every time, like when we do videos and we do our own refutations, we defend ourselves against the people, that's making these claims against us. They say, oh, they run away from you. They run away from it. Oh, I didn't say that. I didn't mean that. That's not this, and that's not that. So no, we got the post, we got the receipts. We gonna check the receipt, and anything that ain't Quran or Sunnah, we taking it back to the store. we don't want it. I'm gonna just drop a little bit on that comment.
Hold on. Did anybody answer the other question yet, Abdul Kabir? Nobody answered that question yet?
Nope. My man Muhammad Abdul Barak going crazy in the comments. We're gonna have to get him on here, inshallah. Okay, he just responded just now. He said, he said the long one. The fundamental principle is that we seek proofs. Hold up, we'll get you on here. Is that we seek proofs and we try and understand them, as that is the light from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the Quran and the Sunnah. It is revelation. We say that we follow these imams based upon authentic, there's that word again, based upon authentic evidence they provide in the details of belief, how we pray, how we fast, and how we understand the religion, in the affairs of jurisprudence, in affairs of fatwa. We take from these great scholars like Shafi'i, Abu Hanifa, Ibn Taymiyyah, Abdul Rahman, As-Sa'di, I'm not gonna say that next name. No. Okay, so for the brother's sake, let me not misquote him.
Nobody's answering the question that I asked.
Al-Fawzan, Rabi'i, Al-Madkhali, Ubayd ibn Jabiri, also Ibn Qudama, and the author of Mughni of Fiqh Nawawi, and from the scholars of each era, and we take from the statements of the scholars in accordance with their evidences. That
you're still not
an answer
answering the question.
Yeah. So okay. So I don't think the brother can answer the question.
Exactly.
This is the problem, y'all. We know how to refute Ahlul Sunnah wal Jama'ah, but we don't know our Fardu Ain. This stuff that stuff that he just asked y'all, that stuff is mandatory for you to know. Not which to follow this scholar and that to follow that scholar, and we don't take from him and we take from this person and that is not mandatory for you to know. Easily put, still nobody answered that question. Easily put about how the Salafis falsely claim that they follow all, like his statement, that they follow all of the schools and they follow every scholar. This is a false claim for two reasons with simple evidence. Let's say, Ustad Abdul Mujib, he's Shafi'i. I'm Maliki.
Say that.
Huh?
That was going to be my example.
Oh, go ahead. Well, no, you had your turn to speak. It's my turn. But just my spin on it before we go to the next issue. The way that they falsely follow the all of the imams or whatever, I don't see how it's possible. I'm Maliki, he's Shafi'i, right? We got issues with wudu. In his school, touching a woman, your wudu gone.
Touching
In
your
my
wife.
school, touching a woman doesn't make it be gone. So if y'all follow all of the scholars, now mind you, the problem with this is you follow that statement. Y'all have made taqleed. You have confined yourself. And y'all say y'all don't confine yourself to one scholar or one school or whatever. Y'all have confined yourself to the Salafi Minhaj. The Salafi Minhaj is a group right here. Ahlul Sunnah is over here. Y'all have confined yourself to that. And all of the Salafi Minhaj people hold the same beliefs, that they don't take from just one in particular or follow just one in particular, when it's not even true. It's a redundant statement. So y'all say that y'all follow all of them or whatever. How in the world will you accomplish wudu? So what do they say then? If I'm a Malik and you read the opinion of Malik, he's saying, hey, no, you can touch the woman, you can kiss her, whatever. There's more to it, so don't play with me. I know my fiqh. I'm just trying to be brief. How can and then you go and read Shafi'i, and they both were mujtahid imams. They were equal in knowledge. Which one do you choose? They check down. I know the Salafi Minhaj.
With both Sahih evidence, there's no such thing as Sahih Akbar.
Yeah.
There's no such thing as the better opinion. There's no Sahih Akbar. Sahih is Sahih, my man. They're both strong evidences. So which one do you do?
You have to. It's a no-brainer. You have to confine yourself to one opinion or the other. It's
not you gonna be all over the place.
Huh?
I said it's not you just gonna be all over the place. So
you ain't never gonna have wudu. You ain't never gonna have wudu. You gonna be like, hold on, should I follow Shafi or should I follow Malik? Oh, I'm gonna follow they check down and they say I'm gonna follow we follow us Salafis, we follow the most authentic opinion. If you're both mujtahideen, how can Shafi'i's opinion be more authentic than Malik's? Or Malik's opinion be more authentic than Shafi'i? It don't work like that. And the evidence is that they both have evidence. So how can you say one is more solid than the other? You cannot. It's impossible. It's illogical. So you got to sit down and make a decision and say, okay, for whatever reason I like with the Shafi'i, I'm going to do what Shafi'i said do. And they both are backed up with evidence that nobody can deny. Your Islam goes nullified if you deny it. That's how strong the evidence is, because the evidence is perfect. The scholars are not. The evidence is perfect. So if you deny the evidence, you have denied Islam. Imam Malik relies heavily on the Quran with the Sunnah, and in this respect, Imam Shafi'i used the Quran. He didn't even need the Sunnah. There's actually, and this is my last example before we move on, they say we follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. You follow the Quran and the Sunnah? Okay. Well, the Quran and the Sunnah contradicts it. in this matter. Sabir, you're. I'm gonna give a test. Sabir, tell me why. Tell me what is the contradiction. Imam Shafi'i felt like if you touch a woman, then it breaks your wudu. Okay? I'm telling you that there's sahih evidence in the sunnah that contradicts that what he said. Any Salafi that's on here, give me the answer to that question. Any Salafi, give me the answer to that question. Because all of the Salafis claim to be mujtahideen. They claim to be scholars at the highest right. They go to the Quran and they go to the Sunnah by themselves. They say, hey, I don't need what Malik said. I don't need what no, Muhammad Abdul Badr, you know the answer. You are on the right path. I want the brothers who are not on the right path to answer this. Sabir or any Salafi on here that's watching this, answer the question.
I wonder what would that look like, just following all 4 schools. Like,
do you just
say
we would
have like this?
Scholar, we would have
this is how it would look. If you follow all 4 schools, this is how it would look. It'd be like saying, hey, say Abdul Kabir, I need you to go to the store. And you say, okay, where's the store? And then you go and ask somebody named Malik, and you say, oh, the store is this way. And then you say, okay, all right. You start walking that way, and then you say, I don't know if he's right. Hey, Shefi, what's your name? Oh, your name's Shefi? Where's the store? He said the store is this way. Then you say, okay, so you start going that way. And then you see a guy on the path, his name is Abu Hanifa. He said, man, I've been trying to find the store. I can't find the store. Where's the store? He said, oh, it's this way. So you start walking over here. And then you see another guy, his name is Ahmad. He said, man, listen, I asked Malik, I asked Shafi, and I asked Abu Hanifa, where's the store? And I'm still not to the store. Can you tell me where the store is, Mr. Ahmad? Yeah, the store is behind you.
Do they just?
That's what following all 4 is. That's what following all 4. You would never get to the store. If we say Allah Ta'ala said, Aqimu salah wa atu zakah. Okay, we need to establish salah. What does establish salah is? What Allah Ta'ala, what Prophet Sallallahu say? There's no salah without the wudu. So we talking about ABC 1, 2, 3, simple stuff. We talk about simple stuff. We talk about wudu. You need to make wudu in order for you to get to your salah. Anybody answer my question? Nobody answered the question. Okay, so let me prove to all the Salafis that you do not follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf, and you do not follow the soundest opinion. Imam Shafi'i's evidence for what he believes is that touching a woman breaks the wudu because there's an ayah in the Quran that says that. When you touch a woman, purify yourself. You cannot go against the ayah of the Quran. Khalas. Okay? But when you look at, like, for instance, Imam Abu Hanifa, you cannot disagree with his scholarship. If you disagree with the scholarship of Imam Abu Hanifa, I disagree with your Islam. Period. So I don't want to hear what Uthaymin and Fawzan said. Tell me what the Salaf said. Imam Abu Hanifa, he was the leader of the Salaf, okay? What did he say about this matter? He said, oh, well, I know a sound hadith. The chain is perfect, the matan is perfect. When Rasulullah SAW was making salah and he was doing tahajjud, and Aisha's feet was in the way of where he needed to make sajda. So when he went to make sajda, he pushed her feet to the side. In that report, there is no statement of him touching Aisha, and because he touched Aisha, he stopped his salah and went and made wudu and then restarted his salah. How are you following the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf? How? What do y'all do? What do the Salafis do? They say, oh, we follow the soundest opinion. What's more sound than the Quran? What's more sound than a sound hadith? So how are you following the soundest opinion? It's impossible. You're not. And I don't think nobody answered any of our questions. Next issue.
And I said that in the beginning. Your pride is going to get in the way of you tasting the sweetness of Iman. I
Oh,
said that from the beginning. Y'all not answering these questions, you're being prideful. Not saying I don't know, you're being prideful. So you're not going to get what we're trying to say because you don't want to get it, because you're pride. So at the
okay. So the
beginning,
same
fellas.
brother, Abu Ramadan al-Salafi, he said, you do know. Okay, so Nyla responded and said, you do know that the four imams were in the three blessed generations, correct? So if you don't blindly follow and she was quoting, if you don't blindly follow and you personally wasn't there at the time of the Prophet, then who are you learning from? And his response was, you do know that those same four imams were also prone to mistakes. I'm just gonna say one quick sentence. Just one quick sentence. I got $100 right now for any Salafi who can show me a mistake that any of the four imams made. That's all I'm gonna say.
I'm gonna ask you this, since you're right, everybody's prone to mistakes. We can't make error. That's why we're human,
Hey,
right?
Abu Isa bitten hard in the comments, man.
So, but here go my question. Their beloved scholar Uthaymeen, he once said in belief of Allah's attributes that
What's wrong?
Allah must have two eyes because one eye is not one eye is imperfection of a human being, and Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is perfect and more befitting, so he must have two eyes. That's what Uthaymeen said. Who from the Salaf made that statement that Allah must have two because one is befitting from a creation? From what I know, we do not liken Allah to the creation. By saying that statement, he likened Allah to the creation because it's more befitting to Allah because it's not perfection of a human being. That's likening Allah to a creation. So from who from the Salaf said exactly that? Y'all have to bring these proofs up for making these crazy statements. So you're following a man who said that, blind following a statement that he said that Allah has two eyes, instead of what the Salaf said when they just affirmed the meaning and left it alone. So who is more befitting? Who is more befitting? So I should follow that statement from Uthaymeen instead of the statements of people who came before him. You telling me to take that statement when Imam Tahawi rahimahullah ta'ala said my creed is the creed of these particular scholars such as Ash-Shaybani and Abu Hanifa, right? Is the belief of them that we do not liken Allah to the creation. So should I take from these people instead of him? Y'all blind follow that statement because the Salaf didn't say that. So y'all have to start really providing these proofs of saying, oh, you don't blind. Yes, you do. You blind follow straightly. You beyond blind following. You're one of them people who's being pushed in a wheelchair with your hands tied behind your back with blindfolds on. And just being pushed anywhere. It's like the young boys grabbed your wheelchair and just threw you in the middle of the street. You don't know where you're going. That's what you're doing. So these statements you're making that you only take from the Salaf, y'all gotta start providing proof on these statements because you blind follow. You say go back to the Salaf. I went back to the Salaf. You're still staying at Uthaymeen. I went back to the Salaf. I said, well, they didn't say it. I went to everybody before him. Why are you still here at somebody that was born in 1932?
He's not a Salaf.
I took an opinion of somebody that was born 80 years after Hijrah.
In the three blessed generations.
That's the first generation. That's 80 years after Hijrah. You're taking from somebody that was born in 1932. 180 years, or 1932? Which one I'm gonna pick?
Which one could logically be the Salaf? What? Okay, so he said I forgot what he said.
They gotta
He said you do
answering.
know that the 4 imams made mistakes. What's your response to that, Nyla?
So who? What's that?
I already commented. I think Solly already covered it.
Okay. Next comment.
Next comment. If they ain't answering no questions, they doing what everybody else is doing. They probably ran off somewhere.
They had a lot to say on the comments.
Yeah.
Anybody can have Meek Mill fingers.
It's going in stupidity. Oh Lord.
But Abdul Kabir, don't call me outside no more if they don't want to come outside, man.
I think what you gonna want to come outside with you, man. Hey,
Sabit. I'm outside.
Hey, Sabit, answer me this,
I'm
man.
outside.
If I send you the link, would you come on here? Talk
I'm
to
outside,
us.
bro.
Clear this stuff up for us. He asked us what if somebody he asked us a question. He said, answer this question. If a man divorces his wife out of anger, does that count? And what does the 4 madhabs mention about this?
Y'all got to answer my question first, brother.
Yeah, I mean,
you answer mine.
The fact of the matter about that, the fact of the matter of asking us this, don't have no relevance to the conversation.
You still didn't answer my question. Does having messed up Aqidah take you out of the fold of Islam? Yes or no? When you answer that, I will give you all the difference of opinion from Umar ibn al-Khattab radiallahu anhu, from the Sahaba. This is easy. This is dealing with fiqh, okay? That's easy stuff that we have to deal with on a daily basis.
That question goes back to me saying that when I was learning the Salafi manhaj, they teach you a lot about marriage. Like we sitting here talking about following the Quran and blessed 3 generations, and you talking about some divorce. That ain't got nothing to do with nothing. Let's stay on topic.
But remember, who was that in the 18 that always say when you trap the Salafis up, he switched the position? They just switch.
Imam Khalil.
He always say, like, when you bust them on one thing, they go, well, what about this? Or what about that? Well, what about this? Now let's stick to the topic. Okay, so one guy on here.
Answer that question first.
One guy on here, Abu Musu, he said it is blind following.
I've been holding this for like the past 30 minutes, waiting just to say this stuff right here.
We still ain't nobody claim they $150 prize either.
Right here yet. I can't even say this yet to answer the
question. Hey, nobody even claimed the $150 prize. We on record with that. Nobody claiming a $150 prize to give us a sanad for the Salafi minhaj. Basically, Ibn Abdul Wahhab back to the time of the Salaf. Nobody claiming the prize. But this guy, Abu Musa, he said it is blind following if you do not know their reason in accepting ABS understanding the Sunnah in the way that they do. You do not take from them. You take from the Quran and Sunnah with the assistance of their explanations.
Is that a new comment or that's one of the comments?
That's not a comment on the video. That's a comment on her post.
That's a past comment or that's a new one?
Past one.
That's a past comment.
Oh, we answered that question too. You know.
What's your response to that?
I mean, what's stopping you from learning about the 4 schools?
The fact that's what he said. That was his answer to your question. He said that if you don't know the evidence, then you're not allowed to follow them, because that would be blind following.
Okay, if you take from all 4 schools, do you know the evidence from every 4 schools?
Now let's talk about that. Now let's talk about how silly of a statement that is.
So you know evidence from all 4 schools.
Hey, this guy, whatever's that. Sorry, we bitting on the brother. Hold up, y'all black, man. People watch this black, man. We black. We ain't finna get on here and act like we scholars and we shuyuk and we big zood in the mountains. Hey, we reckon on the brother. The brother Abu Musu really believes that he has the ability to know all of the evidences in the four madhab. Don't y'all know that the book, just the highest book in the Maliki madhab, the Mukhtasar al-Khalil, that book alone is like 30 volumes of nothing but fiqh. In the first, the first introduction in the beginning section of this fiqh book, I don't know a fiqh book that's bigger than that. That just in the beginning section, when it starts to talk about wudu, it's like 10 different types of water for the wudu. 10 different types for water and different names with different definitions. That's just for wudu. And all of that was derived from the understanding of the Quran and Sunnah. These individuals like Sidi Khalil memorized the stuff. They memorized it. Abu Isa al-Hanbali, he just told us this morning tonight, that Imam Ahmad, rahimahumullah, he had over 280 narrators just in the Musnad itself. 200, he narrated from 200 different scholars of hadith. This is a man that knew like 2 million hadith. 2 million. And you telling me your English ain't even correct. You can't even spell on Facebook that you can discern which part is right and which part is wrong about the Quran and the Sunnah. Guaranteed nobody on that post was even hafiz of the Quran. How is it possible? How is that even logical? This is how you know they're ignorant of what the Quran and the Sunnah actually is. They've never seen it. Like Nyla said, before me and her got together, we had never seen a fiqh book. She was a Salafi for 7 years and never seen a fiqh book.
It's just literally slogans, like I said. Like when I was
Walaikum salam, Salafi Mujahid. What a name.
That's my boy. That's the light skin brother, right? That's the sheikh. OG, what's up, man?
I remember having that on my Facebook. Follow the Quran and the Sunnah. It's slogan.
I told them,
I'm
right?
sitting there reading the Quran and the Sunnah, not even understanding none of it. But we walk around saying we following the Quran and the Sunnah. You gotta have some sort of teacher.
Asking for proof. What if somebody know Arabic and said you can find this in Bukhari and so and so? Abu Hurairah radiallahu anhu said da da da. What if somebody just know Arabic and tell you this, right?
And Fusha, not Lehja.
And Fusha, and know it. By you being a layman, you're gonna be like, okay, you know Arabic. Yeah, now this person doing something crazy. You're gonna take it and run with it because you think you know something. You can't go back in Arabic and read that. You don't know Arabic.
And the understanding of the deen, like the stuff we talking about, that's all that stuff is in Arabic. Like you're not like the pamphlets that they're reading from Fawzan, from Bin Baz, from Uthaymin, from Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. Those are pamphlets, and they're in English. It got some Arabic on there, and they always copy and paste the Arabic with the English up under it. But you don't even understand the Arabic that's in those pamphlets, let alone touch these fiqh books. How about we do this, y'all? Because this is what we did in Christianity. This is what we let the preachers do to us, y'all. The preachers opened up the Bible, and he read the Bible to us. And when he was reading Luke chapter 3, I spent 20-some odd years being a Christian. I ain't never heard a pastor ever in my life, and now I'm 37 years old. I ain't never heard a pastor preach about the last verse in chapter in chapter 3 in Luke, where it says clear as day that Adam was the son of God. What is my point? We still stuck in that mentality. We're allowing Muhammad Abdul Wahhab, Fawzan, and all that whole gang, we're allowing them to interpret the scriptures for us instead of going and learning.
For one, I'm not taking my religion from anybody who don't have their own book. Why would I take from somebody who do nothing but sharters? shard this, shard. You're taking you're translating a book that's translated. You're going over translation you're translating translation. How do you do that?
And then calling that the minhaj.
If the brother said Allah said so and so, you don't say, well, he might have meant this. No, he said exactly what he meant. How are you translating a translation? I'm not taking my religion from somebody who does that. If that man said that, that man said that. He didn't say, well, he meant this. How do you know what he meant? Did you call him? Did you go see him? Did you ask him what he meant? No, he said what he said. You don't say what he meant. Did you read what his student said? No, his student said he said this. So I'm not taking my religion from a person who translates translations.
He wasn't even a mujtahid. None of them. The Salafi minhaj do not have their own mujtahid. They don't have we got our own mujtahideen. And since they didn't recollect it, that they don't have their own mujtahid that they can take from, they go to ours and they take Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab's sharah and apply it to our mujtahideen. Come on, y'all. That's crooked, y'all. That's crooked.
That's not Islam.
I'm challenging y'all to make a liar out of me. Go to the time of the Salaf. Hold up. All of these guys love Bukhari. All of them. But Bukhari believed the same thing as Imam Ash'ari did in Aqidah. Bukhari believed the same thing that we do as far as following one exclusive imam. One imam. Who did Bukhari follow, Abdul Majid? Who did Bukhari follow?
He was Shafi.
Shafi.
How could the book that y'all quote from, and y'all all recognize the scholarship of Imam Bukhari, and as soon as they start arguing with you, they copy and paste the Bukhari. Here's the hadith. Here's the hadith. Here's the hadith. But Imam Bukhari himself followed a madhab. He was not even at the level of Imam Shafi'i.
What makes us think that we shouldn't follow a madhab?
So all of the people in the Salafi manhaj, they're smarter than Bukhari? Don't you know, wallahi, I had a Salafi tell me that we take from him the good and we leave him with his Aqidah issues?
That's why I said
Facebook told me that Bukhari had Aqidah issues.
They gotta answer that question. Do you messed up Aqidah? It goes back to that.
Oh, he answered it. He answered it. He said yes. He said yes.
Oh, can I get him now?
Let me take the chain off.
Okay. So messed up Aqidah.
Say the question.
All right. Takes you out of Islam. That's what he said, right? It's documented. He said that, correct? Screenshot it, whatever you got to do. It's documented.
It's on here.
I'm going to say what your scholars say. Do you got the 40 hadith? You got the 40 hadith? Take it and throw it out of Islam, because what you said, Aqidah takes you out of the fold of Islam. No matter who you are. If you have a messed up belief, you're out of the fold of Islam. That's what you're saying. Your Sheikh bin Baz says, our position towards Baqilani, right? Baqilani and Al-Bayhaqi and Ibn al-Jawzi and Ibn al-Nawawi, Ibn Hajar and their likes from those who perform ta'wil. Ta'wil is bid'ah, is haram to them. For some of the attributes of Allah, the Exalted has performed tafweed, which means affirming the wording and leaving the meaning to Allah. That's what he says. For the asl, the origin of belief, of their meaning, in our view, they are still from the major scholars. So now they're saying that it doesn't take you underneath the fold of Islam. Even Ibn Wahhab said it does. So which one is it? So even if that, according to you, their messed up beliefs should take them out of the fold of Islam, and you should never reread the Salihin. You should take away from every tafsir, right? According to your belief. Now we're going to go into the conditions of the 7 conditions of La ilaha illallah. Conditions mean if something isn't met, it's invalid, right? So La ilaha illallah, the condition of that is the shahadatain, is affirming you are Muslim. Is affirming you are Muslim. So if these criteria aren't met with sincerity, I don't know all of that, I'm not going to run it down because I'm not, that's bid'ah. Because the condition to make you Muslim is just affirm saying it, believing it in your heart, and uttering it off your tongue. That's what makes you Muslim. So if these conditions aren't met, it takes you out of the fold of Islam. So what they're saying is that it doesn't, right? These things do not. Saying that we know the meaning, we don't know the meaning, we affirm it to Allah, right? That's defective aqeedah, right? It still keeps them in the fold of Islam. So even what you're saying, by me being a follower, because Imam Nawawi, rahimahullah ta'ala, his works is done more in the Shafi school than Imam Shafi himself. And I'm a follower of Imam Nawawi. I would still be in the fold of Islam. So which one is it? Which one of your scholars is right? Which one of your scholars are right?
I think that might be too heavy for him.
Either he's wrong or he's right. Because according to Aqidah, it takes you out of the fold of Islam. But as I said, your scholar, Uthaymeen, said that Allah must have 2 eyes because one eye is a deficiency to a human being, and Allah is more perfect than that, so he must have 2. Who from the Salaf said that?
Please, anybody, we're giving cash rewards. Give us a chain to any of this stuff.
Because we know in Quran is what? Laysa kamithlihi shay'un wa huwa sami'ul basir. Quran. Allah is like nothing. So you already compared Allah to the creation. That is haram, and that takes you out of the fold of Islam. Who says that? You gotta come a little bit harder, Habibi, for me. So now, which statement is true?
Hey, Colin just dropped in, y'all.
Bring him on.
Oh, you wanted to smoke me? You wanted to smoke
me? I'm outside, Collins. I'm outside. You gotta do what you outside.
He said he gotta come outside.
I'm outside now. Now you gotta put your boots on. I already got Tim's on right now.
Oh my goodness, it just got
outside,
real. Bass speaks sweetness. Oh shoot, I didn't mean that's her name.
Oh, sweetness.
That's her name.
She got a life.
You hear me, man?
For the movie Life.
Hey man, this is gonna get me. There's gonna be a whole bunch of bitter iron in here. I did not call her sweetness. That's her name. She needs you to repeat. Hey, you just got through to the people. She said, "I need you to repeat that, please." Colin, we better get you. I don't think the brother Sabit. I think brother Sabit, you gotta. Hey, we gonna make space for you, man. But we gave you 3 issues. You ain't get back with us on them issues. I said you can come on here and you can talk to us. I got
another statement from Fawzan too.
Okay. So Walaikum Salam, Colin. I'm about to send you the link. I'm about to send you the link. Hold up. Brother Sabit, while I'm sending the link, go ahead and respond to what the brother said. Or go ahead, Sabit, respond to what the brother said, and I'll read your comment. You feel like just giving that in a nutshell for the sister sweetness?
What she wanted me to repeat? What did she want me to repeat?
Her name is Bashira. Alhamdulillah, beautiful name.
She said sister sweetness. You need
she
to
said, repeat that.
Sis, when he come.
What'd you say?
I said she need to spank you. Talking about sister sweetness. You heard her. I called him. You need to spank him when we get off this thing.
That's where you light-skinned teachers come on here, man.
But go ahead.
She said that contradiction with what they mean. I guess maybe, I don't know, you can read it over if you want, but she want to hear that again.
What I read, or the statement of Allah having 2 eyes? Which one? You gotta,
I would just say give her a whole
thing. Christ inboxed it to her.
Or she can rewind it. It's gonna get real, y'all. We got one of our good friends,
that was by Ben Baz.
Colin.
I got another statement by Fawzan. about Ibn Hajar Asqalani and Imam Nawawi. So if your Aqidah is messed up and they take you out of the fold of Islam, their Aqidah was messed up, but you use their books. Don't read the 40 Hadith. Don't read Riyadh al-Salihin. Now, if you take them out of the equation, guess what? You take a major chain of Hadith out. Imam al-Bayhaqi was a Hadith expert. Do you know when Imam al-Bayhaqi was born? The year 402.
So he was a Khalaf.
457. He was
a Khalafi.
457, forgive me. I mean, he died in 457. Why not take from these people who learn from people who learn from people who learn from people? This stuff, they didn't make it up. These are the greatest of scholars. Why am I taking from somebody who uses their works? Fawzan got a shout on the 40 Hadith. Why am I taking from a scholar who says this about him but uses his works? It doesn't make sense. People, we gotta wake up. We gotta wake up. This Islam that they are teaching us, none of the Salaf said it. You think Imam al-Nawawi rahimahullah ta'ala that you rely on, Imam al-Bayhaqi that you rely on, saying something that goes against it. You know his proof? When Imam al-Bayhaqi, when Imam al-Bukhari, right? Here go Imam Bukhari, speaks about when Allah says that everything will disappear but his legend. I use this with Collins, right? I use this with Collins. I use this with you. He said this ayat means mulk, his dominion. It doesn't mean the wedge. So if he did ta'wil, take away from Sahih al-Bukhari. Don't use Sahih al-Bukhari. Don't listen to Imam Muslim because Imam Muslim is a student. Take away from all, or take away Islam, because nobody said these things that they are saying. You got people saying what they are saying, but once you get the book and you open the book and you say, when they say Allah is above the Sama, right?
Now, billah.
Who is saying this besides affirming it? Yes, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says this. As for Sama, he says it.
Tough week.
What do you mean? What do you mean? What does he mean by that? Allahu a'lam. So he says that. Why do I gotta know what Allah means about himself? I can't imagine Allah. Allah is Allah. He's not me. He's not you. He's Allah. Why do you have to think he's a man? Come on, we have to stop. We have to stop. Colin, you outside? Come on, I got my boots on.
We waiting on Colin to come outside. He said he's getting his whole gear together. But we pretty much addressed the post. We defended our claim. Oh, there he is. There he is. Hold up, Colin. I'm gonna close that segment because it's about to get real. I'm gonna close that segment and we're gonna go into something else. Y'all all stay tuned. We got a heavyweight championship. I guess it's gonna be Akida because we had set this up for a minute ago. And the brother Colin, he do his thing. And we do our thing so we can miss each other. So,
and it's not like right now we're animated, right? We're animated to draw the attention of the people.
Facts.
I could sit here and have the etiquette of a student, right?
Yeah.
That's why I'm not doing anything.
Yeah, no, we're discussing right now. Like we can't even get to the classroom. Hey, you know what's crazy? Well, I gotta say this at this point. I talk to anybody else right now. I gotta say this at this point, man. When we do ratchet videos like this, man, them numbers be crazy. But when we actually teach the people what the Quran and the Sunnah according to the way the Salaf said,
I get 53 views. I get 53 views.
So we got to give y'all some ratchet stuff to pull y'all in on the Hidayah. But to close up that first segment of this, I think we addressed all the stuff. Brother Sarbit, whenever you get a chance, get with us on that stuff that we asked you about. Or any Salafi that's out there, get with us on that stuff that we asked y'all about. The last point that I want to put in about that post and in the comments on that post is every one of them said the same thing. It was about 10 of them on there, and they all said the same thing. That's blind following in its essence. We're gonna close that section up. We got a conversation with one of our brothers. He's a Salafi representative. I'm bringing. Babe, I'm gonna take you off on this one, okay?
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, because you
Assalamu
looking real
alaikum.
stiff. You looking real stiff over there, like you like you ready to go to sleep.
I'm sleepy.
I can tell. All right, you got anything to say
Assalamu
before
alaikum,
you go?
everyone.
You got.
Stay open-minded. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide us all to the Siratul Mustaqim. Ameen.
I mean. Shout out Tutu. Tutu on here.
Oh, yeah. That's my sister. I love her.
All right.
All right. Assalamu alaikum.
Oh, shoot. Hold up. The features.
Alaikum.
Make a slide off the line with my cat too. What's happening?
Carlos, what's the science?
What's the science, baby?
Let me see that smile, man. Let me see that beautiful smile, baby. Because you know it's all love, right?
كيفك? How are you doing?
Love, right?
Alhamdulillah, alhamdulillah. جزاكم الله خير. حياكم الله.
Alhamdulillah.
كيفكم؟
Alhamdulillah.
كويس.
Alhamdulillah.
Alhamdulillah.
Okay, so this is long time in the making. Two juggernauts, alhamdulillah. And it's all love. Let's just know that. It is all love. At least with Colin. Colin cool. Some of them other dudes, I might have to go to their body whenever I meet them, man. I'm saying not the face. I'm about to go to the body. Inshallah. So just quick, y'all. What kind of time response time frames do y'all want to do? And I'm gonna write them down so that we.
Well, I just came, basically, essentially. Bismillah wa salatu wa salam wa rasulullah. Alhamdulillah, hamdan kathiran tayyiban mubarakan fi. كما يحب ربنا يرضى وصلى الله على نبينا محمد وعلى آله وأصحابه أجمعين وعباد. Well, essentially, after conversing with the brother Abdul Kabir, right, several times, we could talk many times offline, and my whole position is to try to bring ta'awun between our people. That's my whole position. We have to try to.
Hold up. Before we get to the content,
allow me
time frame,
because it's late. I know you've been talking for hours.
No, he just want to talk. He just want to talk. Yeah. That's what he's saying.
So we're not gonna get into. Okay.
Yeah. Okay. If any questions we have, we'll ask each other. We ain't gonna make it drawn out. That's what he's saying.
Yeah. And I have no problems. Anybody who wishes to talk to me, like I'm very I'm an open book, right? But the one thing that we have to agree on as Black people and as Muslims is that we have to have some sort of criterion that we follow in order to bring our people from one position to the next step. You understand? So my position has always been the same. I've been consistent ever since, I met the brother. I told the brother 100% of the time, I'm not interested in debate. If you have something from the Quran and the Sunnah, then please present it and let us look at it. It's a very, very simple, easy thing. It's no, Jedi mind trick or anything like that, right? But this is how we have to be, because there are many things that we can present in order to cause more division amongst us. So now, if you were talking about Akida issues, in particular, where are we getting our Akida from? We already have heard many of the brothers, their speeches, and what the Salafis believe and whatnot. And it's fine. You're doing whatever you have to do, right? However, what do you believe? And where from the Quran and the Sunnah are you extrapolating your beliefs? So we can go to the next step. You understand? And it's not about trying to beat each other over the head with dogmatic issues, because honestly, as Black folk, we really, really, really do not have time for that. And that is just a fact, right? We need to take this thing to the next level. You understand? So now, if you have an issue with the Salafis, that's one thing. But let us come together, as Allah says in the Quran. If you differ in a matter, then refer it back to Allah and His Messenger. That's it. Let's just do that. You understand? So if you have something from Allah and His Messenger, present it so that everybody else can see what exactly it is. right? We understand what you say that we believe. You understand, but what is it that you believe from the Quran and the Sunnah? Now that's my question. What is it?
That everything in the Quran is the truth.
This right here, what my brother just mentioned, this is something that all Muslims say. But I'm not asking a general question. I want to be very specific. Very specific. If I say, for example, that I say that Allah has these attributes of being above the throne because Allah says so in the Quran, and you say, no, this is wrong. And I say, okay, it's wrong, but now you have to present to me something from the Quran and the Sunnah to show me that I mistaken my belief in that particular issue. So this is what I'm asking. What specifically, not general terms or perhaps something that somebody else said, but we are practicing now the actual ayah of the Quran, referring it back to Allah and His Messenger. Do you understand what I'm saying? Is it clear? Wadi? This is how we have to be, because this is what will bring the hearts together, like this.
But it's more to that. But it's more to that statement too, Collins, right? Because we have to go with, according to the Quran and Sunnah, with the understanding of the Salaf, because they understood the Prophet because they were around.
Of course.
So now we could go to the Quran, because the Quran also says, when you say that about the throne, right? That Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also says in the Quran that the throne was over the water. So is it in Fisama or over the water?
All of this it's all the haqq. This right here doesn't negate that. But again, you're going back to telling me what I believe. I'm asking you.
No, I'm not telling you what you believe.
Please allow me to finish, my brother, because I know you spoke for hours. Right? I'm asking you a very pointed question from the Quran and the Sunnah directly, because I know what I believe from the Quran and the Sunnah. Right? I'm asking you directly from the Quran and the Sunnah, what exactly is it that you believe? If I say that Ar-Rahman ala arsh istawa, right? You're gonna tell me that istawa here doesn't mean rose above.
No, I'm gonna say no. You're contradicting yourself, because you're telling me what I believe, right? The same thing you told me not to do, that's what you did.
No problem.
What I'm gonna say. What I'm gonna say.
No problem. I've heard you say this many times, but now it's a different thing. No problem. We can get to that. I'm asking you, very direct, very, very direct. Just present it from the ayat of the Quran or the hadith of the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Only that, right?
All right,
if you have something, present it.
I'm going to repeat what you said again in Arabic. Repeat what you said again in Arabic.
Ar-Rahman ala arsh istawa.
That's what I believe.
Okay, and ايش معناها في اللغة الإنجليزية؟ ايش معناها؟ ايش معناها باللغة الإنجليزية؟ ايش معناها؟
No, we don't translate. Where does it say we translate?
Okay, now you see.
Allah says in the Quran, and
okay, no problem.
Okay, hold up.
And now tell me.
Okay, hold up.
Now tell me in the English language exactly. What is it that you're telling me not to translate? Okay, fine. I'm not translating. I'm asking you, what is the meaning of this language, of this particular ayah, so that the people who don't know Arabic could understand what is it that you mean. So present it like that. No problem.
Colin, let me give you something on that. Inshallah ta'ala.
Okay.
Did Allah ta'ala ask us not to, did he not command us to ask those who know if we don't know?
Yes.
Okay. So that means that it's legit that we must follow scholarship, correct?
Okay.
And we must follow the scholarship of the Salaf, correct?
The Salaf.
The Salafi Salih, right?
Salafi Salih, now.
Okay. So we agree. So that means that we have to go to the sources where we could find the answer to that, because like you said, we need to know what istiwa is. So we need to go and look at what the scholars of the Salaf said. Do you know what the scholars of the Salaf said?
Did you understand my question in the beginning?
Yeah, I'm answering it. This is my answer.
This is not the answer.
Oh, okay. Well,
what did I ask you?
Hold up. This is my answer.
Please repeat me my question and answer it in that manner.
Okay. This is my answer. You said we must practice this ayah of the Quran. There are 6,000 plus ayats in the Quran that we must
Yes,
practice.
yes,
Of those 67, however
yes.
much
Now
ayats,
you see what's
one of those
happening
is
here, right?
"Fas'alu ahlu dhikra in
Yeah,
kuntum
you
la
see,
ta'lamun." That's one of the ayats. Ask the people of knowledge if you don't know. So in the common mind of a man, we like, hold up. Allah did what with the arsh? Okay, we see the word istiwa. Okay. Arsh, okay, Allah, arsh. What is
Yes.
this? What is this? It confuses me. So since I'm a lay person, I don't know. So I
Yep.
asked the scholars. When I asked the Salafi scholars, the Salafi Salihin, the scholars from the Salafi Salihin, when I asked
My
them
brother,
that,
my brother
what
Abdul Kabir,
their
my
answer,
brother Abdul Kabir, you're
hold
doing
up, hold
exactly
up.
the same thing I
Now let
asked
me
in the
finish. This
beginning,
where we went.
right? The same
This where we
thing I
went
said
wrong.
in the beginning.
This
Now
where-
to now
hold
you're
on.
doing it.
Hold on.
This where we went wrong the first time, brother. This where we went wrong the first time. It's my turn to speak. I let you speak. I didn't interject. You asked a question. When you got to the end of your question, then we answer. And and this is short. After and I'm gonna mute myself when you talk. And mind you, when the 18 come on, when one of the 18 members come on, we all mute our mics out of etiquette. We all do that. So I'm not being funny. You're 18 guest. But anyway, when I'm confused about a particular ayah, I go to what the Salaf said. All of the Salaf said exactly what Abdul Mujib just said. They said exactly that. They never translated it. They never went into the meaning of it. They never did any of that. When somebody came and asked them, all they did is repeat the ayah. They did tafweed. That's it. That is the answer. We don't believe we know better than the Salafi Salihin. We don't know better than those three blessed generations. You will not find one scholar in those three blessed generations giving a meaning to the mutashabihat of the Quran and the Hadith. You got the floor.
Now, you did the same thing I asked you not to do. Exactly, like play by play. Exactly, step by step. Right? Did you tell me your belief from the Quran and the Sunnah? No, you didn't. Which ayah did you quote?
You
I'm
asked
asking.
me?
Yeah.
I quoted parts of the one of the ayats of the Arsh, and I quoted the ayah when Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala said, "Fas'alu ahlu dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun." That's an ayah of the Quran. That wasn't just me speaking Arabic. That's an actual ayah of the Quran. So, like I said,
did you make any type of tangible or comprehensive connection between "Fas'alu ahlu dhikri in kuntum la ta'lamun" ila ar-Rahman ala arsh istawa? Did you make no? Why would you do that? What you did is that you said that you have to ask the people of knowledge if you don't know. So when I hear these ayat, I don't know, I go to the people of knowledge and I ask them. I didn't ask you that. I asked you again, and I'll ask you again. Please, from the Quran and the Sunnah, any authentic hadith,
hey, Majid,
tell us what you believe directly from the sources. Don't tell me
got,
what I believe.
Majid, go ahead. Answer that, Majid.
Don't tell me what you believe.
What I
what
told
is
you, I
your
believe. I'm going to say it again, and I'm going to say what you said in Arabic. That was my question,
Which
right?
one? Which one? فَاسْأَلُوا أَهْلَ الذِّكْرِ إِن كُنتُمْ لَا تَعْلَمُونَ or الرَّحْمَنُ عَلَى الْعَرْشِ اسْتَوَى or
I said
about which eye you want? Which eye? You know?
About the artist. About the artist.
You know? أَمِنْتُمْ مَنْ فِي السَّمَاءِ. Like which ayah? I know what I believe from the Quran and the Sunnah. You telling me it's wrong. I'm telling you the ayah from the Quran that I believe. That's fine. I want to know what you believe.
Habibi, you gotta allow me to talk. I said whatever you repeated. Listen to what I'm saying to you. Listen. I said whatever you repeated in Arabic. I believe that. I don't translate. That's my belief. Class. What else do you want?
So again,
You're telling me, hold on,
And
because I allow you
for
to
the
I allow you
benefits,
to talk. I allow you to talk, Habibi. I allow you to talk.
okay,
My turn.
go ahead.
And then you said to me, Wallahi, this is what you said. Wallahi, we have witnesses. To translate, I said, I don't translate it. That's my belief of the Quran. So whatever you said in Arabic, that's what I believe in the Quran. In Arabic, I repeat, I say it, I believe it, and I leave the meaning to Allah.
No problem. Does Allah exist in a place? Yes or no?
Allah does not exist in a place because before a
Right.
place,
Okay.
Allah
Now we're getting
exists
somewhere. From the Quran and the Sunnah, please, tafaddalu.
ليس كمثله شيء وهو السميع البصير. Anything.
So Allah,
everything.
okay, what? Okay,
Everything.
so سمع ايش معنى سمع؟ ايش معنى سمع؟ ايش معنى بصر؟
Listen, you want me to quote ayats and
Yes,
translate
no
what I'm
problem.
saying to
Because
you?
you're saying you're not translating, but tell the people the meaning of سمع and بصر.
I'm not going to translate.
Listen, you answered.
I'm saying I'm not going to do that.
Listen, this is the answer. It's quick and it's simple.
It's
At
simple,
the beginning
bro.
of our conversation, us three, you asked this question, and our Ustad, he already said, how can Allah Ta'ala be in a place when he said that in a hadith, a sahih hadith, that when he created the heavens and the earth 50,000 years before, his throne was over the water 50,000 years before. His Arsh, was the Arsh on the water or was the Arsh over the Sama? So this is why we do not believe Allah is in a place. There are too many contradicting statements. And there's also an ayah in the Quran. We use the Quran.
Okay, no problem.
Allah said that there's a sickness in the hearts of the individuals who try to translate the mutashabihat. There's a sickness in their hearts. The etiquette of the Salafi scholars is to not translate it, not to even. And one thing I want to put on that before you get the floor back is you don't find anywhere in the time of the Sahaba. So you will not find a hadith. Hadiths about this do not exist to us. You will not find this because this was not an issue during the time of the Sahaba. The Sahaba did not sit around and talk about where is Allah. This is something that was innovated by deviated sects. This was never a conversation during the time of the Sahaba. It was not a conversation during the time of the Tabi'een. It was not a conversation during the time of the Tabi'een. So this is all in line with what the Prophet ﷺ said, that after he said, my 3 blessed generations, and then after that, it'll be fitna. What do we find? The truth in Rasulullah's words. Because our scholars, the Salaf, they were the ones who came after those 3 blessed generations. And this is where you find that conversation starting. That conversation did not start, and I'm coming to a very critical point. That conversation did not start until about the 4th century. The beginning of the 3rd century. Right at the end of those 3 blessed generations. Guess who we find who all had the Ash'ari mentality in that 3rd generation? Bukhari. Ash'ari mentality.
Okay.
Muslim. Ash'ari mentality.
You sure? Akid. Muta'akid.
Ahmad ibn Hanbal. Ash'ari mentality.
Muta'akid.
Tidmidi. Ash'ari mentality. Do you want me to continue?
Yes, please. Are you sure? Are you 100% sure?
Have you not? That's what our program has been about, brother. Okay. Yes, we're sure because we're sure. Fine. But this is what I'm saying. Okay. Yes, we are sure because the Salafi Minhaj does not teach people the actual belief systems of the actual Salaf. They teach you the belief system of Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. They don't teach you the belief of Bukhari.
No problem. I asked you again from the Quran.
I answered your question. I said that it does not exist because it was never a conversation. You have sparing statements. Yeah, sparing statements. There is no hadith about where is Allah. And don't say hadith al-Jariyah, because hadith al-Jariyah has already been declared weak. And by consensus, you cannot make a belief system off a weak hadith. Go ahead.
No problem. Okay, in front of me, okay, I asked you where you got your beliefs from hadith, Quran, these type of things, right? I want to know, how do you say, for example, finger in Arabic?
I don't know.
Do you know? You know, my brother.
Is it Sabai? Is it Sabai?
Yeah, it's bad. It's bad.
Yeah.
Okay. How do you? How
I know
do you
that
say,
from memorizing my fiqh lesson. But
okay, no
Sabai.
problem. No problem. How do you
Memorizing
say?
your fiqh.
How do you say face in Arabic? How do you say it?
Wajh.
Okay. How do you say eye in Arabic?
Ain.
Okay. Right. So the Arabs, they know their language, right? We are saying that, whatever Allah says, that's what we believe. Allah knows His language much better than we do. That's what we're saying. I'm asking you directly, right? Because you're accusing the Salafis of all these things, right? You're accusing the Salafis put Allah in a place. Allah, the Salafis are mutashabih. No problem, right? Say what you need to say, right? I don't know a single Salafi, not one, that says Allah is in a place. Okay, that's something that you say about us. I didn't ask you what we believe. And again, you got into our beliefs. I'm asking you what you believe in the Quran and Sunnah, right? And you said in front of all these people, right, that Imam Bukhari, rahimahullah, had the Ashari Aqidah, correct?
Yes.
I'm not sure how that works, right? Even though I'm not quite sure how it does work. Abu Hassan Ashari is like a little bit later, but okay.
You forgot to answer that question?
I'm going to take your word for it.
Did you
right?
forget to answer to that question?
In front of me, I have Sahih Bukhari, right? Imam Bukhari, he has a book in his Sahih. It's called Bab Kitab Tawheed, okay? And he writes the different abwab on top, he titles them, okay? This is Sahih Bukhari, okay? This one is called Bab Qawl Allah Azza wa Jal كل شيء هلك إلا وجهه, right? What's Ishmanahu? What's that?
Who?
What's the meaning of that?
What is it?
Okay, let me tell you in English.
Did you
right?
say
Because you said you don't want to translate the Arabic.
Did you
So
say
now
Ajnabu?
now I have to translate the Arabic because you don't know.
I didn't hear what you said.
I said, okay. I said, كل شيء هالك إلا وجهه.
Wajhahu.
And
Yes.
what did he say? I mean, what did he say? The meaning
You don't
of
want
that?
me to translate the Arabic.
No. What did he say? The meaning
don't
of
want
that
me to
was? Well, what did he say? The meaning of that was?
He put the chapter, the heading of it. You tell me what the meaning is.
No, tell me what he
Even they're
said.
putting it in the chat.
No, see, listen, I'm not. Habibi. I let everybody talk, right?
That means everything would be destroyed except Allah's face, except His face.
I already know this, Akhi. I know this. This is what I said. We're playing games. Listen, what did Imam Bukhari? I'm not going to. So what did Imam Bukhari?
I believe that Imam Bukhari, right, put a chapter in his book saying that everything will perish save his face.
What did he say it means, though? Imam Bukhari said. Listen, he said.
Why did he put that? To say that he doesn't have a face? To say that Allah doesn't have a face?
Listen,
no
Habibi,
problem. We don't have to stop there. We can continue.
Okay, you gotta allow me to talk. I'll let you talk for 20 minutes.
Okay, please, but with either an ayat of the Quran or a hadith, please, because I don't want. Like I said, I'm not about to debate.
Listen, what's your point? What's your point?
Collins,
what's your point?
Hold on, Abdul Kabir, hold on, because I allow y'all to talk. Collins, wallahi, you have to stop, please. I allow everyone to talk. I sat here, eyewitnesses. We have witnesses. I didn't say anything.
Mm-hmm.
What you're doing, you're reciting something. Imam Bukhari, he himself translated it. Imam Bukhari knows more than me. What did he say that meant?
Would you like to see?
No, tell me what he said it meant, because I know what he said. He said it means the dominion. He said it means the al-mulk. The word means the mulk.
He did not will.
So no, hold on. Swear by Allah, he didn't say that. Swear by Allah, he didn't say that.
Would you like to see?
Yeah. Let us see.
He didn't say that.
Let us see his explanation. Where's the tafsir to that? Because that's just a hadith.
Because I know what he said. I know what he said. I know what he said.
It's right here.
I know what he said.
Tell us the explanation.
Right here on the bottom here.
Shall
I read it?
What does it say?
Shall I read it? Okay.
Read it in Arabic. Tell me, read it in Arabic.
No, the people are telling me that they can't understand our Arabic, so we should tone down the Arabic because this is for the people. This ain't for us. This is for the people. So go ahead and read it.
Notice, my brothers and sisters, I came, in good faith. Abdul Kabir knows my position. I'm not trying to debate anybody. I just want the proof.
Go ahead, read
I just want the evidence. The first thing I asked was for the evidence.
Okay? Colin, read it. You got the floor now. You got the floor. I'll read it.
I haven't received evidence. Now I'm giving evidence and being demanded to explain the evidence on top. And when all I ask is for the evidence, it's no problem. It's no problem.
Are you going to read it?
No problem. We will read.
We'll read. Hold on. Let him read it.
Go ahead.
Let him read it.
Okay. All right. Okay. So, anyways. Okay. All that is revealed in Allah's book, the Quran, in regards to His sifat, qualities, ta'ala, Most High, His face, eyes, hands. Allah's Messenger qualified him in the true, authentic prophets, a hadith, in regards to his qualities like nuzul, descent, okay, or his laughing and others. Excuse me. The religious scholars of the Quran and the Sunnah believe in these qualities of Allah, and they confirm that they are.
That translation is from somebody else, Habibi. You're lying. You're a liar, man.
That is not Bukhari's words. That is not what Bukhari said about that hadith.
No problem.
Okay, so listen, Colin.
You see what's happening, right?
Colin, let's slow down.
You see what's happening.
Let's slow down.
Hold up.
Hold up. Y'all muted. Hold up. You muted. Hey, Colin. He ain't hear me. Colin, that was not Bukhari's words. Now respond to that.
Okay. See? Go ahead.
Okay, so you're not allowed to believe that because that was not Bukhari himself. So you're not allowed to believe that.
So that was somebody else's.
That was somebody else's.
Let's just say, for argument's sake, right, that Bukhari didn't say this. Okay, remember Bukhari didn't say this, right? I'm asking you again.
No.
From the Quran and the Hadith.
Okay.
What are your beliefs?
Okay.
I'm not asking you for my beliefs.
Okay. All right. Let me know when I'm allowed to answer.
Okay. Go ahead, Tafaddalu. Just from the Quran and Sunnah, not an explanation. I don't need to see it. I just need you to tell me what you believe.
Okay. Translation by someone else, Habibi.
Hey, Colin, you just let me be clear. When you said you asked for an ayah, but you didn't get it. When you said you asked for an ayah, you said you asked for only Quran and Sunnah, and you didn't get it. Both me and Abdul Mujib, we're on video that I recited an ayah from memory, so that was Quran, and he recited a hadith about the placement of Allah Ta'ala's Arsh been on over the water 50,000 years before the creation of the universe. So you cannot say on live TV that you did not get what you were looking for. You got it.
I didn't.
You got it.
Because we believe the same thing.
Hold up.
I'm asking you for your beliefs.
You asked for Quran and you asked for Hadith. Now,
no, what Ishmana Basar?
Hold up.
Ishmana Basar.
Hold up. Listen. You asked us for Quran. I gave you an ayah, and then the brother gave you a Hadith. That's established. Okay, let's not get all crazy. That's where these conversations get crazy. And then you said, don't give us nobody's tafsir. Don't tell us what the scholars have said or whatnot. There's two things wrong with that statement. The first obvious thing wrong with that, I'm gonna give you a chance to talk. I got you muted because you keep interrupting us. I'm gonna make this statement. I'm gonna time it. What time is? Okay, so the clock is at 2:08. Okay, this ain't gonna be no longer than 5 minutes. It's at 2:08, and I'm a timestamp it when I stop, so that you can't run away when we get off here and say, "Hey, I was over talking." So it's 2:08. No, hold up. It's at 2:09 right now. 2 hours and 9 minutes. Okay, I'm on the clock. Less than 5 minutes. I'm gonna explain what's problematic with what you just said. First, you told us that we're not allowed to use the statement of men. We just exposed that you read a hadith from Bukhari, and then you read a statement from people, from other people. So you contradicted yourself. We told you this is our whole theory. We're saying that the Salafi minhaj are following other than the actual Salafis. We follow the actual Salaf. We quoted to you what Bukhari said about that hadith. He gave the tafsir himself, and it's only found in Arabic, in Fathul Bari. You don't own Fathul Bari. And it was written by Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani, who was deeply connected to Imam Bukhari and Imam Shafi'i. I'm only 1 minute in. It's 2:10, right? 2:10 and 5 seconds. So, first and foremost, you violated what you said yourself, is that we can't use other men. No problem. You had to use men to prove your point. Now, where are we? Now it's my men versus your men. We told you. I just told you who gave that.
He's a liar, bro.
Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani. So this is now. I'm in a minute and a half.
Yo, he's a liar, man.
Hold up. I'm a minute and a half in that statement. Okay, into this statement. I'm a minute and a half. Now I just told you who told the world when they translated that. He said that it means his face, it means dominion. And that came from Ibn Hajar al-Asqalani and Fathul Bari, the most critically acclaimed commentary to Bukhari. Who is your man? Who gave that tafsir? Tell the people who gave that tafsir. Only answer that question. Don't spin it into how black people need to come together and we divide it. Don't answer none of that. Just say who was that tafsir, and then Abdul Majid gets a turn to respond. I'm in exactly 2 minutes.
Jazakallah khair, bro. Again, you did the same thing. And this is the third time now, right? That you did exactly the same thing. Exactly. You understand? I'm not trying to debate, all right? So far, I've given you 4 ayat of Quran. If somebody gives you an ayat of the Quran and has no connection between the... You muted my mic. I thought it was my turn. You muted my mic. What happened? Now you muted my mic. What is
Tell us who that tafsir is from.
What is this? What is this? I didn't come here.
Hey, tell us who that tafsir is from.
What did I say in the beginning? Please tell the people, especially ones who are getting here now. What did I say in the beginning?
It's Mujib's turn to talk because you saying the same thing that you said. It's Mujib's turn to talk. And
then I'm being consistent.
And then you're going to respond to Mujib. And then you are going to respond to Mujib. Okay?
I am asking you which.
It's your turn, Mujib.
I'm tired of this off right now. Listen, yo, okay, you listen. Hold on. I got down for y'all.
Hey, Colin, I'm muted too. So until he's done, me and you are muted.
Colin, like I said, what you did, right, is intellectually. Like I said, I'm not gonna get too much involved because intellectually, you lied. You lied. You read a translation from someone else, which you told us not to do. And I'm asking you to swear by Allah. I'm asking you to swear by Allah. Is this something else than what you're saying? You can't do it. What you read, Habibi, wallahi, what you read, I know what you read. And I know what Imam Bukhari said about what you read. Imam Bukhari knows more than me. You want me to be a hafiz of Quran. To give my interpretation, a tafsir expert on Quran when it's people that know more than me. That Islamically, I'm not supposed to do that. I can't do that Islamically. So what you're telling me to do is intellectually incorrect, Habibi. Secondly, like I said, you read a tafsir of someone else. I can go read what Imam Nawawi said about Nuzul. And who you read is the 19th century Imam. I could say what Imam Nawawi said, what Imam al-Bayhaqi said, what Imam Asqalani said. I can do that, but you told me not to. You got people here. Listen. Everybody, say what you had to say. People, this is other people of our team that's knowing what you're doing and don't agree with you. You're doing incorrect things. You're doing incorrect things. So me personally, I don't want to speak on stuff anymore because intellectually you lied. You lied, bro. You lied. You lied. And it's proof in the video. You lied. Why else should I debate with you or talk with you when you lied openly? You lied openly, and everybody heard it. You see what I'm saying? You heard other people saying this. You lied,
Hey, turn the chat off. Turn the chat off. We can hear the chat. Turn it off.
I want him to hear this. I want him to hear the proof. You lied. You lost the argument already. You lied. You want me to prove something that I have no need to prove anymore because you lied.
Let him respond. Let him respond.
When I asked you in the beginning, I asked you to please bring ayat of Quran or a hadith, right? Correct? That was my stipulation. Who asked me for the explanation of this hadith? Did I ask myself? Did I put the stipulation on myself? So now when I read the explanation of the hadith, because it doesn't come from Bukhari, you start saying that I'm lying. So what am I supposed to do? What do you want me to do? I asked you from the beginning, right from the jump, and I kept asking you again, please, I just need ayat of Quran or authentic hadith. That's it.
Hey, Colin, I'll send you $20 right now to answer that question. I'll send you $20 right now to tell us where that came from, because I got Bacardi's statement about it right here. So I got his actual statement and the reference.
No problem.
So,
no problem.
So I'll send you $20 to answer that question.
No,
who is that tafsir from?
No problem.
Who's that tafsir from?
Problem.
You don't want $20? I'm paying for your lunch.
I asked you for
paying for your lunch for the
ayat of Quran or a hadith for your beliefs, not for my beliefs.
Okay. So let's move on. Let's move on to the next.
I see that you have a book in your hand, and you're going to tell me some statements of Imam Bukhari.
We let's get past that.
Meaning Ashari, I don't know how that works.
Let's get past that. Okay, you say Aki, my beloved brother, you saying the same thing. So we clear.
Yeah.
You feel like I'm gonna be fair to you. You
but
feel
now,
like we
because,
did
no,
not.
Hold on, because you feel like
you
cut me off
like
like
repetitive.
Three times now.
You're saying
3 times now. I'm going to read some hadith because you're not reading hadith.
Hold
you're
up.
Not reading hadith.
You asked us a question. You asked us a question. Now it's our turn to ask you a question. You answered.
I asked you this question like 5 times, and now you're accusing me of repeating myself.
Okay. But you're saying the
so
same
now
thing.
I'm gonna tell the people what I believe in my hadith, if you mind.
That's fine.
Where's the brother? Why did the brother leave? Why did he leave?
He told you why he left.
All kind of lying and all kind of stuff. He's asking me for the explanation. I give him the explanation. Oh, it's not from Bukhari. You're lying and all kind of. And I didn't put that stipulation on the people. I said keep it simple. I said just I have it in the hadith.
Okay.
And now because
hold up.
I'm not phased by the cheerleaders.
Pause. Because people are watching. There's a lot of people watching.
No problem. Do you mind if I read some hadith?
Hey, no, I actually do, because I don't want to get sidetracked. I actually do. We're not here for that.
All right. So, okay. No problem.
Everybody, did y'all or did y'all not? Tell us in the comments.
Go ahead.
Did y'all or did y'all not hear him tell us not to use anything other than Quran and Sunnah? And then he went and used something that was other than Quran and Sunnah, and he's doing what they call it. Hold up.
Who asked for it?
Hold up. You're doing what it's called. Hey, do you know
Who asked for it?
Hey, do you know what Tadlis is?
Did I ask for it?
Do you know what Tadlis is?
I'm being mudallis. Who asked for it? Who demanded it?
Me.
Just tell the people right now who demanded it.
Me. I said I'll give. I said I'll give you.
Entered it. That was my stipulation.
I said I will give you 20.
And then when I read the explanation, what happened? What happened? Tell the people.
I will give you $20. I will buy your lunch at work tomorrow if you tell us who was giving that tafsir. This is why we are against the Salafi minhaj. This is why we say it is bid'ah. I have Bukhari's statement right here about that same hadith. You read yours, now I'm going to read mine. Imam Bukhari's interpretation of the word face, wajah. Imam Bukhari, rahimahumullah, he said in his exegesis of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala's words, everything shall perish except his face, everything except his mulk, his dominion. It has also been said, except that which is intended for Allah Ta'ala's sake. The reference for that is Fathul Bari 836. I don't know if that's volume 836 or chapter 836. It's probably volume 836 and line 36. So the last thing I want to say about that is that's Bukhari's own words. So whoever you just read from is 1000% wrong. So take that book and burn it, because you don't know how much else has been tampered with. And I think that you're scared. You're doing tadlis because you are scared to expose the truth of what I've been hollering about the whole time. Salafis take classical texts and they misinterpret them. So here's the great Imam Bukhari. Now, mind you, anybody on here to try to ask for a reference, I guarantee none of y'all own a copy of Fathul Bari. I guarantee y'all don't. You must be fluent in Arabic to read the book Fathul Bari, which means that you have to depend on what the scholars say. You got to make taqleed, sir. So you're wrong. And you should be humble. You should be humble. Wallahi ta'ala on all of my kids. If I was in your seat right now, and I'll be like, man, hold up. Bukhari said that. I need that book. Let me burn this book so that I can be right. This is Bukhari's own statement with his reference. Aki, you tried it. You tried it, Aki. Mujib, what you got?
Truth anyway. Like I said, baby, I already stated how I felt, right? Because intellectually he lied. Like I said, he read from someone else, right? And then on top of that, he didn't read the statement that Bukhari said himself. You can't do that Islamically, bro.
Yeah, how you gonna make a premise and then don't follow them?
You can't do that.
I asked the people, and they all are saying yes, you did that, Colin.
You can't.
That's why I say I like to bring the brothers on camera, so can't nobody take back what they said,
bro. You lied on Bukhari, and off of that, Islamically, I don't have to talk to you anymore. Because you read a statement that he didn't say.
Okay, thank you. It's getting late. Please, Abdul Kabir, can you show the people the title of the book that you just read from?
This is it's called Ahlus Sunnah and the Ash'ari. This book is
so it's not Fathul Bari, right?
No. This is quoting from since I'm not fluent. Hey, I'll pay you. You go and find Fathul Bari. Go and find. This is how confident I'm in my scholars. Go and find, and I'm on record saying this. Go and find Fathul Bari and find a reference for that hadith. And if it says other than this, I'll give you $100. And I will publicly claim that you're right. I will publicly claim that you're right. And the title of the video will be Colin was right.
You won't do it. You won't do it.
Hold on.
You won't do it.
Hold on. No, I'm gonna show you something, bro.
Hey, if I
hold on. I'm gonna show him something.
I have to.
I'm gonna show you something, baby.
I have to go. It's midnight, right?
Okay.
However, I will leave you with a couple of things. Okay.
Hey, we not doing that twisting the stuff around stuff. Don't
who's
read
twisting?
no more ideas.
Who's twisting?
Listen,
make your passing statement. We're not reading from that book no more. You're not going to poison the people on my
up until now. Okay, this is what happened, right? I asked you for ayat of Quran for your beliefs you haven't brought. I asked you for hadith for your beliefs you haven't brought.
Okay, this is Fathul Bari right here. This is Fathul Bari.
Please, it's midnight. Let me finish what I'm saying, and then you can say what you like, right?
I'm done, man.
Right? I've been accused of lying.
Hold up,
right?
me and you'll stay.
Meanwhile, the brother who is saying that only Fathul Bari is only in Arabic is reading from an English book that's not Fathul Bari, but I'm the one who's lying. You asked me for the explanation. I read it, and then you
This is
start
Dr.
accusing me of
Barry. This
lying,
right here is
right?
Dr. Barry.
And on top of that, I wasn't here to debate. I asked you
But
from
I
for
didn't
time
say
and
it
time
was
and time
only
again.
in Arabic. I didn't
Asking
say
you,
that.
please,
I said Fathul
please,
Bari is in
please.
Arabic.
Yes, you said that, and you're reading from an English book. So
Yeah.
that's not tadlis.
Did you miss the
That's not
part when I
tadlis.
said
That's not
since
tadlis.
none of us are fluent, we got to make taqlid to the
will
scholars?
accuse
Did you miss that
me.
part?
You
Did you miss
accuse
that part?
me. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
You see
yeah.
what I'm
Do you
saying?
see what I'm saying?
A bunch of double
Don't try to
standards,
play
bro.
the
I'm
fake
gonna mute
humility
A
stuff.
bunch of
That's
double
fake
standards.
humility.
But anyways,
Like we real brothers, we real from the hood. We keep it real with each other.
Yep,
Don't play the
no
whole
problem.
fake
I'm
humility
not.
thing and try to
I just asked you.
half quote me.
Tell me what you believe from the
I
Quran.
already
and the Sunnah.
okay. We don't have to
From
beat
the
the dead
Quran and the
dog. Do you
Sunnah.
have any other issues? Because we here for all
Yes.
we here for all the
Okay,
smoke.
1 second.
What other issues do you got? And
One
don't read no
second.
hadiths trying to promote Salafi beliefs because
No problem.
I can't control myself. I'm
No
a
problem.
machine gun every last one of them.
Yeah,
And then I'm gonna be looking like a big bad bully.
You promised me.
Ask
You
us a
promised
question,
me
huh?
2 minutes of speaking. You cut me off for the 30 seconds, like 5 or 6 times.
Don't talk
Right?
about cutting off. I had to mute you because you wouldn't be quiet. So don't
Because
talk
you
about nobody cutting
told
nobody off.
me that it was my turn, right? And then you cut me off.
All right. You got another
But of
issue?
course, because you're speaking
you
to
got
your
another issue or
audience,
not?
it doesn't make it. You're speaking to your audience. Of course, they're not going to see it like that because they're
I
biased
come on
already.
your
It's
show.
fine.
I come on your show and shoot it up. What you mean?
Yeah, I invited you already, bro.
I shoot it up.
I invited you.
Do you want your scholar? You want the
And then
Shaw
what
County
happened?
brother
What
to holler
happened?
at me?
What happened after you came
know
on?
I don't
What
duck no
happened?
smoke, man. Come on.
What happened when you came on, my bro?
Huh?
What happened? What happened after you came on?
I ain't never been on your show. You've been on mine twice.
Okay,
I ain't never been on your show.
That's true. That is true.
And you seen the comments. You seen the comments. You got blew back, and you couldn't take the heat, and you was like, "Hey, I gotta go."
To be
You was
honest,
like,
bro,
"Hey, I gotta go."
really,
You couldn't take the
I'm not
heat.
really impressed with that stuff.
You couldn't take the
I'm not
heat.
about that. Anyway, you know me, anyways.
But you
know
good
me. I'm
people
not
though.
about
You
that
good
stuff.
people though. You definitely good people.
I asked you several times, please.
I gave you the answer.
A hadith. You know
I
what I
gave
mean?
you the answer.
You're giving me whatchamacallit, Laysa kamithli hishay, well, who was similar
All right,
basira.
okay.
I asked you for the meaning of
we ain't
Samra.
getting nowhere.
I asked you for the meaning of basara. You didn't
You lying. You lying. I just asked
I didn't
the
ask you for the
people-
meaning of Samra.
I just asked the people. Okay, all right, okay. Can I get 3 people real quick? Did I answer the brother's question with Quran and Sunnah? Can I get just 3 people in the comments real quick?
No problem. Right?
Did me and the Salih Majid, did
no
I give an
problem, no
ayah
problem.
or a hadith, or did Salih Abdul Majid
No
give an
problem.
ayah or a hadith? Because the people
No
are
problem,
watching. You can
no
say
problem.
whatever you want to say.
No problem. Okay, no problem. Okay, anyway.
3 people. Tell me, did I do it?
Anyway.
Yes or no? Did I give a Quranic ayah or did I not?
Am I allowed to speak?
Go ahead.
Okay, thank you.
We
All
got
right.
1 yes.
Yeah, it's fine. That's no problem. Right? Narrated by
We got 2 yeses.
Abdullah. Narrated by Abdullah.
I'm sorry. We got
You
3
okay?
yeses. Go ahead. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
You okay? All right. Narrated by Abdullah. Okay. At Dajjal, it was mentioned in the presence of the Prophet ﷺ, Allah is not hidden from you. Allah is not hidden from you. He is not one-eyed. And he pointed.
I just muted you. I already told you, you're not reading from that book no more until you tell us who that is. That's tadlis. It's actually haram for me to allow you to do that. Assalamu alaikum. All right, assalamu alaikum. Saleh.
Bro, I
don't know why he insists on being my punching bag.
I can't be honest, right?
Post-game show, y'all.
Okay, how about this? We're going to add the A team and send the link to the A team.
The gang in here?
The gang want to talk, man. The gang want to talk.
Oh my
man.
goodness, they
A team, y'all here? They right here. They want to talk. Send the link to the A team.
Let a gang here. I'm finna shut up so that y'all can see that Abdul Kabir Muhammad's crazy big mouth self ain't crazy.
I had to, bro. I had to.
We going in.
I couldn't say nothing.
We going in.
Mad, bro. They mad. You gotta let them in. They mad. You hear that? They mad, baby. They mad. They mad that we didn't let them in to kill them. I'm trying to chill. I didn't say nothing to the A team. I didn't say nothing to you. I sat there and been quiet. The A team ready to kill something.
Hey, hey, that was embarrassing for him. I don't even know why he just put himself out for slaughter like that. He just did all out Tadlis.
Come on, man.
And they'll be making YouTube videos. This is our point, y'all. We're not trying to be funny about the Salafi minhaj. Like, we're not trying to be funny, y'all. Like, dude, y'all just got a whole play out on how dude just tried it.
Imam Nadir in his bag. He got Imam Nadir in his bag.
Hold up. Hey, listen. Hold up.
I'm done.
First off, I'm gonna get at Kabir. We'll get you first. Listen here. How you gonna let the dogs out after you let the enemy out the gate? We shouldn't even come in over here.
Hey, you know I was gonna shoot him, man. You gonna tell me? Hey, you gonna tell me to put handcuffs on him? You know I was gonna shoot him. You know I was gonna shoot him.
Hey, now we didn't try to hear all that, man. We was up here. We like, put us in, coach. Hey, put us in, coach.
I was trying to be the cool guy. I was trying to be the cool guy.
Hey, they said
Put us in there, man.
Hey, they said Kabir. Take the brother, put him in the handcuffs, take him over to the jail cell, and I just shot them all in the back of the head.
Man, you just didn't let us out, man. You crazy, man.
Man, we sit over here like, hey.
I knew everything. I didn't say
They're gonna bring us in that Negro, man. Get out of here, man.
I was trying to be nice to the dude.
Man, forget being nice. Ain't no nice when it comes to the thing. Ain't no being nice. You should have let
y'all
me
the ones
fuck
saying
up.
that I need to be nice. Y'all the ones saying y'all the ones be talking all that hippies from 1970s stuff. Look, Habibi, you have to stop punching the Salafis, Habibi.
When you're dealing with a guy like that, who's a sophist, when you're dealing with a guy like that, it ain't but one way to go, and that's right up his nose. You got to hit him real good. You playing around with this guy. You understand? He come on here talking about H Ma'ana and this all that stuff. His Arabic is trash. First off, you should let us on here just on that note. You should let me get on here and get on it. H Ma'ana. You don't know nothing.
What
You
does
should let me
bustle
on
mean?
here. I don't like that, man. I don't like that.
Bustle mean?
They wanted you to translate attributes and everything. I just left him alone.
Nah, listen,
Y'all, I left him alone.
Listen, look, I'm gonna give it to you clear. One time. First of all, the attributes of Allah, Mutasabi has to command.
He got me drinking hot tea.
Are they Mutasabi has to not? Are the attributes of Allah Mutasabi? If they Mutasabi, what you asking what the meaning is for? Clear as that. Asking what's the meaning of this and that. Linguistic. Man, get out of here with that, man.
I just want to say something about that ayah he keep quoting. Right? He quotes out of Imam al-Bukhari, you know, the wajhu rabbika dhul jalali wal ikram, that wajh, right? Kullu man alayha fan wa yabqa wajhu rabbika dhul jalali wal ikram, right? Everything on it will perish except the face of Allah, illa wajhu Allah, right? First things first, it's a negating attribute. It's a negating ayah. It's not affirming anything for Allah. It's not affirming a wajh for Allah. That ayah is a negating ayah. You know why? Because they use in the ayah, they use what? He uses what? Sifatu what? What is it? Salbiyya. Sifatu salbiyya. What is a sifatu salbiyya? Al-baqa. Right? Baqa. Wa yabaqa. وَيَبْقَى وَجْهُ رَبِّكَ ذُو الْجَلَالِ وَالْإِكْرَامِ, right? He's not affirming anything. He's negating that everything on it, كُلُّ مَنْ عَلَيْهَا فَانٍ. He's negating fan for his that. He's not affirming that he has a wajh. He's negating what? The attribute of what? Perishing, of dying, of ending. By affirming yabqa, he has baqa, right? That he will continue on with eternity. There's no end to him because there was no beginning. So all that trying to use that ayat as if it's affirming a wajh. It's not affirming a wajh. It's not affirming ayah. It's negating ayah. It's negating fun, right? It's negating something. It's not affirming anything. So first off, you can't use that shot to affirm it. You see what I'm saying? So that's how
With
you
the
know he doesn't know
Quran.
Arabic.
That's straight Quran.
Because how do you know Arabic? That's ayah from the Quran. I think it's in Surah Ar-Rahman, if I'm not mistaken. But anyway, so that's how you know you don't know Arabic. Because first and foremost, that in Arabic it doesn't affirm anything. It's negated. You see what I'm saying? So and then he tried to say with the brother quoted to him laysa kamithlihi shay wa huwa as-sami'ul basir. That's a negating ayat also. He's not affirming anything. He's negating. Right? Laysa, that's the negative part. Ka is a like. Mithlihi shay. And he gives two different likenesses. Both of them mean the same. Right? And he says nothing is like him, his likeness. Then he says what? Well, who was Sami'ul Basir? Right? Just to strong home the point that Sami' and Basir, his Basir and his Sami' is not nothing like ours. He says he has it, but it's nothing like ours at all. Right?
The argument is over then.
He's negating his likeness to anything in creation. That's what it's negating likeness to anything. So when you hear Basir, first things first, you must negate any similarity to any created thing. He says, you must refer back to the beginning of the ayah. You must refer back to the beginning. The beginning said, Laysa kamithlihi shay.
No.
So when you hear Basir, you're not thinking Basir by yourself, by human standards. But by what we understand Basir to mean. You know, the having an ear canal, eardrum, where pressure and sound waves travel to which we can obtain and derive meaning from it. No. None of those things have anything to do with Allah. This is a strict attribute of creation. And then he says about places, Allah is in the place. SubhanAllah ta'ala.
Hey, who that
First
commented? Who that
place
commented? Mention that
Place
hadith.
is an attribute of time and space. Place is an attribute of time and space. So what is time? Time is the distance between two objects. That's time. Before there were any objects, Allah existed. So how can he be in any type of directional or with reference to another object?
Man, look.
It's not possible.
Look.
هذا مستحيل لله.
I'm tired of this crap.
مستحيل لله.
Yo, listen.
So for anything.
Iman Nadir. What did Imam Tahawi say? Right?
Hey, listen to this right quick.
لا تحويه الجهات ستة كسائر المبتدعات. Nothing contains him. Space and place is a containment.
You see that? That's right there. It's right there in Arabic. It's right there.
لا تحويه الجهات ستة. The six directions. 6 directions mean you are a matter.
I didn't get a chance to say anything. I didn't get a chance to talk. I just shut up.
Hey,
Hold
listen.
up. Hey, Abu Isa got something.
Listen.
Hey, before you start, let me just say this to all of the people. To all of the people who are watching, if you're a Salafi, listen, this is what our group is about. Follow us on Facebook, the True Aqidah of the Salaf. This brother right here, he's a student of knowledge in the Hanbali Madhab. We got a Shafi'i on here, Imam Nadir, he's Maliki, and he has certification in Hanafi fiqh. So we got all 4 of the madahib right here. This is what the A team is about. We're showing y'all from every perspective that exists that the Salafi minhaj is wrong. We're going to heat now. The brothers getting ready to tell you from the Hanbali position, which is Imam Ahmad's position. So nobody in Saudi Arabia, Uthaymin bin Baz, Al-Albani, Fauzan, and this is response. This is in response to the brother Sabit. Brother Sabit, I appreciate you sticking in this long, brother. That show that you are a student of knowledge. You're a student of knowledge, brother. He's sticking in the whole. We've been on here 2.5 hours. The brother Sabit been on here. The only Salafi that's brave enough to say something. I know the other ones is watching, but they like, hold up, man. These brothers kind of. The brother Sabit, he actually, he's actually engaging. But this is in response to you. The proof that the Salafi Minhaj is bid'ah is right here. What we're doing. We're showing what the brother just read, what Imam Nadir just went over. That's straight Quran. That's from and he one of his specialties is Arabic. Matter of fact, that one right there, Imam Nadir, and this one right here, Abu Isa, both of them specialists in Arabic. You ain't gonna get them to say that, but I'm gonna tell you right now, the little bit of Arabic, but people always inbox me and be like, brother, can you help me learn Arabic? Can you help me learn Tajweed? I learned from them too. I call them when I get a problem with my Arabic. So they heavier than me. So my point is, from every direction, the proof that the Salafi Minhaj is bid'ah is what we're doing right here. Every direction. Imam Malik, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Shafi'i, Salih, he's Shafi'i. Ustad Abu Isa, he's Hanbali. From every direction that exists in Islamic knowledge, there's no room for what the Salafi Minhaj believes. No room whatsoever. Bust their heads.
Listen, I'm going to read you something from the Hanbali school. This is a Mu'tamid book, a relied upon book from the Hanbali school when it comes to Aqidah. Written by Al-Imam Al-Alama Abdul Baqi Ibn Abdul Baqi Al-Hanbali. I don't know where the Salafi is going to go, but they can't go back through the Hanbalis. They can't go back through the Ash'aris. They can't go back through the Maturidis. All right? So where's the Aqidah coming from? Think about that. Let me read this, inshallah ta'ala. Bismillah.
That's in Arabic, ain't it?
Yeah, this is Arabic.
Hey, show the people real quick, man. Flex one time, because we always get the spelling bee champions. Y'all see that? That's all Arabic. And that's there's no tashkil on that. And the brother about to go straight off the top of the dome. This how serious, this how serious it is, y'all. Straight off the top of the dome, because there's always a troll. And I'm going to say this for them trolls. There's always a troll when they're like, oh, your Arabic isn't any good. The brother said the word salaf wrong, so nobody can take from him. Now you see we got credibility for anybody who needed it. Bust their head.
Listen, Colin said, that's his name, right? Colin?
I think so.
All right. Colin said, what do you believe? Right? ماشي. إيش معنى? Out of here. Listen. ويجب الجزم بأن الله تعالى ليس بجوهر. That's what I believe. ولا جسم. That's what I believe. Oh, I'm sorry. Let me translate. And it is obligatory to maintain the belief that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is not a jawhar. He is not a substance. ولا جسم. He is not a body. ولا عرض. He is not a particle. ولا تحله الحوادث. Nothing of the creation surrounds him. ولا يحله ولا يحله في حادث. And he does not exist within the creation. Nothing of the creation exists with him, and he doesn't exist within the creation. ولا ينحصر فيه. He's not surrounded by anything whatsoever. فمن اعتقد أو قال إن الله بذاته في مكان فكافر. So whoever believes or says that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala with his essence is in a makan, is in a place, then he has disbelieved. He goes
can
on.
I ask you a question? Listen, I don't know who this is.
Mm-hmm.
You see, I'm minding my business, y'all. I'm minding my business.
Abdul
Mujib ain't saying nothing.
But nah. So with the Makan, I mean, the brother got a hadith, right? I don't know where it's at. He placed it in the comments. Jomo, one of our other brothers. What a hadith he placed in the comments? From Jomo here though. He says,
I don't see it. Tell him.
I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it. I couldn't find it.
He said,
I
Ya
couldn't
Allah,
find it. Sorry,
أنت
Joe.
الأول ليس قبلك شيء وأنت الآخر ليس بعدك شيء وأنت الظاهر ليس فوقك شيء وأنت الباطن ليس دونك شيء. So it says this is the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, the Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, Ya Allah, you are the first and there was nothing before you. ليس قبلك شيء. وأنت الآخر, and you are the last and there is nothing بعدك شيء. There's nothing after you. وأنت الظاهر, you are evidence. ليس فوقك شيء, and there is nothing فوق. Right? The فوقية. There's nothing فوق. There's nothing above you.
That is a hadith, my man.
وأنت الباطن ليس دونك شيء.
They're reading a hadith.
Say again.
He says, someone please mention a hadith negating makan for Allah.
And then he
He's
said
reading a
one
hadith.
about the,
He's
he said
reading a
he
hadith.
does it in Allah's batin. He's evident. Also, this is batin. This is internal or subtle, and there's nothing lower than him. Right?
Oh, he's
All right,
reading
go
a
ahead,
hadith.
so finish what you were saying.
He's reading a hadith.
Right.
All right.
What?
He says, بل يجب الجزم بأنه سبحانه وتعالى بائن من خلقه. Rather, it is obligatory to maintain that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala is ba'inun min khalqihi. If you translate this, it means separated from his creation, distinct from his creation. فَكَانَ وَلَا مَكَانٍ. He was and there was no place. ثُمَّ خَلَقَ الْمَكَانِ. Then he created place. وَهُوَ كَمَا كَانَ قَبْلَ خَلْقِ الْمَكَانِ. He is now as he was before makan, before place. وَلَا يُعْرَفُ بِالْحَوَاسِ. He is not known by the senses. وَلَا يُقَاسُ بِالنَّاسِ. And he is not compared to man. وَهُوَ الْغَنِيُّ عَنْ كُلِّ شَيْءٍ. And he is sufficient, self-sufficient of everything, including place. وَلَا يَسْتَغَنِّي عَنْهُ شَيْءٍ. And nothing is sufficient or self-sufficient from him. وَلَا يُشْبِهُ شَيْئًا. وَلَا يُشْبِهُهُ شَيْءٍ. And this is what? هذا قول منقول عن Ali ibn Abi Talib. These statements, they come from Ibn Abi Talib, Ali ibn Abi Talib. Who was he? A companion, if I'm not mistaken, right?
Right.
Oh. So if the companion Ali said
But
this,
that's the problem. They always talk about proof. See, the problem with this is, and I believe it was the same person you just quoted, Imam Ali, radiyallahu ta'ala anhu, right? Where it says, don't argue with the Quran. Like, don't use the Quran as a way of evidence because it has too many faces. All deviant groups use the Quran to prove their belief system.
Yeah. Yeah.
Am I right or wrong? The Qadariyah, all of them, they all use the Quran to prove their own deviance. That's the thing about the Quran. It has too many faces. You know why? Because the Arabic language can contain all of those meanings.
Most definitely. Most definitely.
However, the true mark of a believer or a man of intelligence is when the Quran is allowed to be the Quran, right? Because the problem with that is we either go to an extreme in one area and we leave off other areas. What the Qadari, how do they prove theirs? Right? They say that, we're all determined, right? And they use the ayah from the Quran that says that we are determined. Right? And then they leave off the other ayah that says you have free will. The people that say that we have no, we completely independent of Allah. They use the ayah that proves that you can do as you will, and leave off the ayah that prove that there's qadr. All right? So that's the problem with trying to use the Quran as a reference to prove a belief. It's a problem. And it's only a problem with people that haven't really studied the Quran or have a very limited understanding of the Arabic language. And most times, it's both.
Can I say something, man, there? Can I say something?
Yeah.
For everyone that was looking, every time he tried to say something about the Quran, right? I said recite the Quran. Right? I tried to stay in the realm what he tried to do. Right? Because I kind of knew it was going to go left because I seen what he was doing. Right? I kept the Quran, as Imam Nadir said, as the Quran. What do you mean by that? I said, what Allah says, I believe that. I left the Quran as the Quran should be left. Right? The thing was, which I want to explain, which our Imam, our beloved Imam, and our beloved brother Abu Isa, right? What they're doing, right? Like I said, I try to leave the Quran as it was, right? Not explain anything with it, right? Not explain anything. I said I didn't want to go in the realm of what they're doing as well, right? I left the argument alone once I seen he was being intellectually
Dishonest.
dishonest. For one, he lied on Bukhari. He tried to say Bukhari says something and read a translation from Uthaymeen.
Hey, who said this? Who said this?
Who that?
Now,
You talking about that? You talking about Melvin Taylor?
Nah. Knowledge is taken from the hearts of learned scholars, not from pages of a book alone. Who said that?
Hey. Also, I
That's
put
a great
Melvin
statement.
Taylor.
That's a
I don't
great
know if you
statement.
see
Who
my
said that?
comment.
That was the sister, Malika Muhammad.
Hey,
Oh,
hey,
okay.
We love you. We love you.
hey,
That was
hey,
a beautiful
Melvin
statement
Taylor,
all
Hamza.
day.
I want all the smoke. Come on here and prove that that we are people of bid'ah. I want all the smoke. Melvin Taylor, Hamza, come get some work or get out the comments trolling.
Yo, we got time today. Everybody's up.
Got
We
plenty
can add you
time.
in. We can add you in right now. Like I'm not gonna argue anymore.
I got off of work right on time, baby.
People got time today.
Hey,
So
if you don't want no
I'm not
smoke,
gonna say anything anymore.
if you gonna, hey, it's a lot of people on here that didn't just witness that happen. It's a bunch of people that just joined. They ain't just witnessed a Salafi just come over here and just hang himself. They ain't witness it. So a brief recap, because somebody asked in the questions on one of the pages. Brief recap. A Salafi challenged us on what we're saying, that the Salafi minhaj is bid'ah. He challenged us. He came over here. We gave him a fair chance to speak. He said, only speak with Quran and Sunnah. We spoke with Quran and Sunnah. He rejected it, and it's filmed. Y'all can go back to I think it was right at about 2 hours, 2.5 hours in this video.
Man.
He rejected what we said from the Quran and from the Sunnah, and then he lied on national television, everybody. And this is what we're saying the problem with the Salafi minhaj is. They take an authentic text, they take an ayah, and then they give a twisted interpretation to an ayah. Wallahi ta'ala, everybody on this channel watched me offer to buy that man lunch if he told us the name of the individual that gave the tafsir, the crooked tafsir. And that challenge go for anybody that's watching this. Any Salafi brave enough, and you see how he try to play games and pull out receipts. I got a bunch of receipts. He can't play with me pulling out books and pulling out receipts and all that stuff. You can't play them games with me.
For one, he said, do anybody have Fatul Bari? I tried to interject and said, Akhi, I have Fatul Bari. See, I don't have to read everything in Arabic because I teach layman's. I'm not trying to impress my students. I know what
Yeah.
everyone is saying. I'm not trying to impress anyone. My objective was to prove him wrong. He overtalked the entire time. I said, well, Lord, everybody seen I muted it.
Oh, but mention the
Turn the
part when he
camera on.
lied. And hey, remember that's why I asked him. Well, I was like you was done with him when he said, because you knew where he was going with it. But
That's where he was going.
hey, I wanted him to hang himself. That's why I muted you. I was like, no,
I said, oh, I know this.
exactly. That's what. Listen,
I said, tell me what.
listen, y'all. Listen. The Salafis play on y'all's ignorance. If you ain't sharp like this, the brothers with the 18, we got y'all back. We got y'all back. Y'all watch dude come on here and try to play with everybody's intelligence, using little Arabic words and all that stuff, and act like we didn't know what it was and all of that. When he got frustrated, that's why I went ahead and translated. It was like, get to your point. He went on there and did Tadlis in front of everybody. He lied. I told him I'll give him $20 if he told us who wrote that book. And then you put that person who said that about that hadith, it's Bukhari himself. Come on, that's what we telling y'all. Don't follow Uthaymin. Don't follow bin Baz. Don't follow Al-Albani. Don't follow Muhammad ibn Abdul Wahhab. Don't follow Mukbil. Don't follow Madkhal. None of them dudes. They are not on the path of the Salaf. And we've been proving it the entire time. Go through our page, the True Aqidah of the Salaf. Look that page up. Look at all of our videos. All these brothers do videos proving the actual Aqidah of the Salaf. And the problem what we have is what y'all witness right here on live TV.
Listen, yo, this is my car.
And they lie about the interpretation.
This is my car. We all know who Imam al-Bayhaqi is, right? This is my car. This is why I be اسمة الواسفة by Imam al-Bayhaqi. This is Aqidah from one of the greatest scholars. You're making allegations with everybody. Look, should I go on?
Who you gonna take, Bayhaqi or Al-Albani? Who's the better scholar, Bayhaqi or Al-Albani? Have you ever read Hadith of Al-Albani? Have you ever read the 40 Hadith of Al-Albani? Have you anybody ever seen that book? I ain't think so. But we all have seen the 40 Hadith of Imam Nawawi, right? Case in point.
And like I said, I knew what he was doing. Like I said, I have Fathul Bari. I have everything he said.
I wanted him to hang himself in front of everybody.
I knew what he was going to do.
Now we was trying to get your attention for like the last hour.
I didn't say anything. I didn't even say anything.
I needed him to hang himself. Because you know what they do. They go.
Matter of fact, hey, Mujib, I called you.
And I
called you.
I hung up too.
Listen, yo, I'm taking my hat off. I hung up on my brother because I didn't want them diving on nobody.
Hey, I hung up.
Man.
That's why I told y'all I was trying to be nice. Because remember when he said he wanted to come back on, the first 2 times he said the reason why he left because I was mean. He said I was mean. So I was like, all right, I got somebody for you. I'm going to holler at my brother, and my brother will take care of you. My brother will take care of you.
He cut me off. See, this is Tasawwuf in me. He cut me off every time I said something. And then you see, I said, yo, swear by Allah that Bukhari said what you saying.
He never did it.
I can read Aqidah Tahawi. I have it in Arabic. I have it here next to me. I can read all of this stuff now to him. I was trying to just say, okay, what he tried. Wallahi, Abu Isa, Imam Nadir, did he not try to get me to translate a mutashabiha ayat?
Of course.
Hey, he didn't even know what you was talking about.
What did I say?
He didn't even know what you was talking about. That's what we trying to tell them. Like, they don't understand the sunnah. He didn't even know what you was talking about. He didn't even know what tawheed is.
Well, what did I say, y'all? Did I say I left it at that? I'm not getting into it.
You was done when you said, that's my answer. He asked you and you said, no, that's my answer. He did not understand that you cannot translate when you're implementing tafweed. He don't know the sunnah.
Listen to the hikmah I use, y'all. Listen to the hikmah. I said, recite what you recited. What you want me to recite? Recite what you recited.
Oh, here he go with that Section 8 Wi-Fi. Can't hear you.
Don't call my brother.
That's that Metro PCS, man.
Yeah, man, listen, man, you in that
No, I'm in the
metropolitan
car.
web
I'm in the car. The car
man.
cut off. Can y'all hear me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hold on.
And what I said to him,
Hold up. We got a question. We got a question. Somebody said, this is Salim said, quick question. I myself ascribe to the Salafi methodology, but I am a layman. Are y'all saying that the scholars like Uthaymin, Bin Baz, Fawzan, and the like are upon bid'ah?
Yes.
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 can I need free something once from y'all? Y'all been diving on me all day. I didn't get to say nothing. Abdul Majid didn't get to have no fun. Everybody was yelling. The 18 yelling at me.
You came through with
Abdul
the knife.
Kabir is yelling. Huh?
You came through with the knife. You cut his throat. It was over.
This is what Imam Tahawi says, right? وَمَنْ صَفَ اللَّهُ بِمَعَنِي الْبَشِرِ فَقَدْ كَفَرَ. Imam Nadir, what does that mean?
ومن وصف الله بمعنى من معاني البشر فقد كفر فمن أبصر هذا اعتبر وعن مثل قول الكفار زجر وعلم أن الله تعالى بصفاته ليس كالبصر. It means,
what does that mean?
Whoever describes or ascribes any human qualities to Allah is a kafir.
Hey, Imam Nadir. Quick question.
Then he says, whoever also perceives this point, whoever understands this point.
Hey, Sabir, brother Sabir, listen carefully. Do you know who Imam Tahawi is? Brother Sabir, Willoughby.
He says, whoever understands this point and takes heed and refrains from such statements of the disbelievers and knows that Allah bisifatihi, by his sifat, laysa kal bashar, is in no way like any human being.
Subhanahu wa ta'ala.
So once again,
what's the attribute? What's the attribute of creation? What is the attribute, a human attribute?
And who said that? Tahawi, right?
This is in Imam Tahawi.
Now, let me ask the viewers this. They asked us because they think we've been funny when we say that the Salafi scholars are on bid'ah. Salafi people.
Salafiyya is a bid'ah.
Imam Tahawi or the Salafi scholars? Y'all answer that question. Imam Tahawi just said, y'all just heard it in Arabic and in English out of his book, that anybody that subscribes to that belief system, what the Salafi teachers say, is a kafir.
Hey, Imam Nadir, quick question.
Yeah.
You said Imam Tahawi, he said whoever ascribes to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala a human quality, right?
Yeah.
How does one ascribe to Allah a human quality?
What's the quality of a human? First off, one quality of a human is that we're matter. Matter does what? Matter occupies space. Then you got to go back to what is space, right? What is space? What is it? Because you got to understand, if you want to know what makan is, you saying that it lies in a makan. Okay, what does makan mean? Right? Makan, this is a makan. It's something you can point to and also have a reference for a different thing of matter. It's something
a tangible object. A tangible object, man. Stop being so nice to these people, bro.
If you have one tangible object and you have another tangible object, you have distance. In between those distances, there's time.
Stop
Allah
being
neither
nice.
needs time nor space.
Right.
He created time and space. In order to be in a place, you have to have makan. Allah needs one of those. You see what I'm saying? لا تحويه الجهات الستة كسائر المبتعات. So what's the sitta? What's the jihad to sitta? It's what? Up,
down, left, right,
down,
front,
left,
back.
right. Okay, if you say it in Arabic, what is it? فوق, تحت, يمين, يسار, أمام, آخر. Right? So you have all of these, right? SubhanAllah. You just showed me that these 6 are فوق. He's فوقية, you know what I mean? علو فوقية. Right? All this stuff. But none of that makes sense to Allah because ليس كمثله شيء.
But see, they don't
I said
understand
that as
laysa
well,
kamithlihi
right?
shay.
I said
Laysa
that as
kamithlihi
well.
shay.
Everybody, right? I said
It's
laysa
very,
kamithlihi
it's
shay.
very.
Earlier, why does Allah say وهو السميع البصير directly after saying ليس كمثله
Laysa
شيء?
kamithlihi shay. Exactly.
Because he's directly negating any likeness to his basir and his samir. We know exactly what samir means in our understanding of human beings. We know what it means. When we hear samir, I immediately know what that means. Hearing, I know what hearing means. We have to understand that Allah is speaking to us in our language that we understand in language. And in language, language is what? Language is definition. Language is making things specific. It's saying this is a book. You have confined the understanding what this object is to it being a book. It can't be nothing else. It's a had, right? When you ask what this is, you say ma haddahu. Ma haddahu. What is the meaning of kitab, right? Ma haddahu. What's his definition? And what is had? If you look up in Arabic, what is had? What does Arabic mean? What had mean? Right? Had, the plural of had is hudud. Limits. Allah has no limit.
Oh man.
But I say, hold on.
You can't define Allah. You can't say Allah has a had because you can't define Allah. So therefore, you can't define Allah's attributes because his attributes can't be separated from his essence.
But hold on, Imam Nadir, right? Abu Isa said, how do you define that, right? And the ayah that the statement that you made by Imam Tahawi, when he says, right, bima'anan min ma'ani, right? A likeness of a likeness, comparing a likeness of something, right? So it's like saying that Allah is like, okay, Allah is like, Allah has a hand, but it's not like a hand, but it's something like a hand. That is a likeness of a likeness.
That's what they say.
You're comparing it to the creation.
Yeah, hey, listen, you know, listen. You know what that is? You know what that is?
Saying that something befits his majesty. Well, guess what? His majesty can't even be in the likeness of a human quality. So
let me take a break, y'all.
Listen, hold up. Let me say this right quick.
Let me take a break quickly. Like it's a couple guys in the comments. They like all of these dudes are people of bid'ah. Now, these brothers had just brought to all the viewers the actual evidence from the Quran and the Sunnah. So you brothers who are in the comments saying that we are people of bid'ah, you believe the Quran and the Sunnah is bid'ah. And this is the problem with Salafiyah. This is that last video I did. Remember I gave that ayah when I said that Allah Ta'ala said, when you begin to worship your own desires, Allah Subhanahu wa Ta'ala will send you astray and then cover your hearing, your eyes, and your understanding. If this is not an example of that, I don't know what is. They all are saying we follow the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. Right here, what just happened, what all three of y'all just did, and what we have been doing for 3 hours, fi sabilillah, is all been Quran and Sunnah. And we ain't did no what they call it, Sufi stuff, right? We ain't dance. We didn't do no istighatha. We didn't do no tawassul. We ain't doing no group. But this is group dhikr for all of you Salafis. Right? Every Salafi that watched this video, y'all just did group dhikr with the 18. So we didn't do none of the stuff that they say that we guilty of. They say Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. We did the Quran, we did the Sunnah, and we are only bringing statements from the Salaf. We don't need Uthaymin, we don't need Bin Baz, we don't need Al-Albani. I don't care what they said. Take me to the time of the Salaf and let's see what they said. And that's all that we've done on here for 3 hours. So all the brothers and anybody, y'all be careful with your tongue. This is where your tasawwuf, your purification of your nafs, this is where that kicks in. This is why the Salafis need to have tasawwuf when you're practicing restraint of the nafs. Because we're saying something that you don't like, you just pronounce bid'ah on all these people. And all we have done is brought you Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. That's all we have done. And we quoted all of our sources.
Imam Nadir quoted a hadith from the Prophet.
Hold on, Abu Isa has something.
Hold on, I'm gonna get off after this. I ain't gonna say nothing. I'm done. Imam Nadir, so y'all say we don't follow the Quran and Sunnah, right? Imam Nadir quoted a hadith from the Prophet ﷺ. That's the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Everybody say it with me. Sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Abu Isa quoted something from Ali radiyallahu anhu. The Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam and Ali. What else do we have to provide? And then we quoted somebody, Imam Nadir, from somebody says who this is the belief of Abu Hanifa. And he was born 80 years after Hijrah. What do you want from us?
Hey, Imam Tahawi was in the 3 blessed generations, right?
It was only 4 people between Tahawi and the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam.
Imam Tahawi was in the 3 blessed generations. He was a Salaf. He was a Salafi Imam. And he said that.
He said, this is my belief according to Abu Hanifa and Ash-Shaybani. Off his own tongue, not what Bobby said about what he said. Off his own tongue, what I said they do. And when we first started, I said, what they're going to say is that somebody said, but translated from somebody else. I said that before he even got on.
Well, Imam
That's
Ahmed's
what he did.
statement make a difference?
So we quoted everything from Ali, from the Prophet ﷺ to Ali to the Salaf. And then from the belief of the 4 Imams. What else do you want? If you don't believe, it's your arrogance. What I said earlier, what did I say? You're not going to taste the sweetness of Iman due to your pride and arrogance.
What you were saying, Abu Isa?
No, I was saying would a statement from Imam Ahmed make a difference for them?
No.
I doubt it would, but
it goes to but Imam al-Tahawi says it too. You know what I mean? If you go into Imam al-Tahawi, he says about the ilm, right? It's 2 different types of knowledge. And seeking one or denying the other is kufr. Right? And the problem with this is you have these people that believe that there's no way that Allah left something to which we couldn't understand it in his book. That's their claim. Their claim is, so you tell me you can't understand? Yeah, yes.
What about Alif Lam Mim?
You know why? Because none of you understand what the heart means.
Hold on, run that back, Abu Isa.
He said, what about Alif Lam Mim?
Exactly.
And hold up. Let's keep the people tuned in. And because they say what, Imam Nadir?
Who can say the muqatta'at? Who can say they know that understanding those ayah in the
No. What the Salafi scholars say about the ayahs, knowing them? What did you just say?
They have a belief that Allah would not leave anything in the book that we can't understand.
And what did you say, Abu Isa?
What about Alif Lam Mim? ألف لام ميم راء كاف
Is that
حيا
not
كاف
bid'ah?
ها يا صاد.
Hamim. What I say?
Toha.
Yasin.
Man, now you want to show off?
Come
I'm
on,
just saying
man.
you can't understand it. Allah left things in there so we don't understand it. And is
Yo,
that not
listen,
Because
listen,
the
Allah?
Quran
Is
listen,
that
goes
listen.
against them.
is that not Allah's power to do that?
Make dua that Allah alleviates from your heart the arrogance that you think you can know Him subhanahu wa ta'ala. You cannot know Him like that except by tasdeeq and taslim. You have to submit. It's the only way. You follow the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam. That's the only way. You
He
won't get
says
it
it.
by
Is there
your
any?
own
Is there anything? Is there
desires.
anything in the comments while the A team's still here? Is there anything in the comments?
Yeah. I
Yeah.
will say this.
Yeah, hey, yeah, check this out. This is a question. This is a question for anybody.
Y'all can answer the question. I just want to watch now. I'm done. Got me drinking hot juice.
Man, I'd have missed dinner. For the sake of Allah, sitting on here for y'all with y'all for 3 hours, I'd have missed dinner.
So he had a conversation with someone about being in the image of God. Using this knowledge, how is that not so? I don't understand what you
That
mean by how
person you
that
had a
not so.
conversation with, are they a Christian?
Sound like it.
Well. They
I mean,
do have,
even in the
people
Bible,
have-
if you look in the Bible, God
Right.
clearly says in the Bible, or the Bible clearly says, do not make any graven image of him, of anything that walks on the earth or flies in the sky or swims in the sea, because he has no image. So even if, I mean, I don't listen.
But I think I understand what they're asking.
She's
When they
Christian.
say, making people in the image of God, right? From one standpoint, that can be answered because we do have like a ta'alluq meaning, right? A meaning of ta'alluq. If anyone knows the ta'alluq is like, say for instance, we believe that the Quran is the uncreated word of Allah, right?
Mm.
I know this is a little deeper topic, and this is really for advanced students of knowledge, but just for the sake of argument and the understanding of what ta'alluq is, the Quran we consider it to be غير مخلوق, right? Uncreated.
Mm-hmm.
Although we have a mushaf here with written letters, the enunciation of those letters are all created, correct? But this is the representation of the ta'alluq, of the actual uncreated word. You see what I'm saying? But it's get kind of confusing in that because it's that ta'alluq. Ta'alluq is like an attachment, right? Because you attach the meaning of the uncreated word to the meaning of the created Quran we have in mushaf form. But Allah's word is uncreated. So to say that with the creating people in God's image, it can be understood that Allah is Sami' and we are also Sami', but our Sami' is nothing like his. Basir, we can see, but our seeing is nothing like his. Right? We know things, but we are not alim like Allah is alim. Right? We can be informed of things, but we're not khabir like Allah is khabir, etc., and so on and so forth. Right? We have beauty, but our beauty is nothing compared to Allah's beauty. You see what I'm saying? So those meanings have some type of ta'alluqat. But certain attributes can't be represented in creation. In no way, shape, or fashion. Just the name. We have the name, we don't have that actual quality. We have that name. We don't have that quality. You see what I'm saying? Everything in us is diminished and is weak. So the image in Islam, we don't have that because Allah is not an image. There's nothing that can be like Allah. So Allah wouldn't create anything that is like him, right? That's an oxymoron. That's a problematic statement. You know, people try to make that a statement. This is mustahil, right? This is mustahilun lillah, right? That's what we consider to be mustahil, something inconceivable for Allah. Like they say, can God create a boulder bigger than he can pick up? Subhanallah. You see what I'm saying? It's a moronic statement. And this is impossible. It is inconceivable for Allah to create anything in his image. In fact, he has no image because he is not made up of a jawhar. He's not jawhar, right? He's not parts and particles in pieces. He's not contained in anything, and nothing can contain him, right? And nothing is contained in him. He doesn't need a mahal to exist in, right? He does not need anything to specify him. Mukhassis. He doesn't need that. He's a ghani wa anil jami'i wal jami'u muftaqirun ilayh. He's independent of everything. He has no need of any of these things. But we are in need of everything. Right? And for us to exist, we need place. We need place. If there was nothing here, we wouldn't exist. Go out into space where there's nothing yet except space. You think you exist? I'm not talking about in a spacesuit. Go to space and think you exist. Be finished within 3 minutes. There's no air. There's no air pressure. There's no sound waves, right? We need this old, beautiful earth to exist. We're contingent. We're hadith. Anything that's hadith had to come into being. So, Allahu a'lam. I'm going to end right here at 1 o'clock. وَأَقُولُ قَوْلِي هَذَا وَأَسْتَغْفِرُ اللَّهَ لِي وَلَكُمْ. So,
Hey, that dude Timothy or whatever his name was, he ducked work. I hate when guys jump in here and be like, "Oh, these dudes is bid'ah, that." Man, come on here and catch this work. Everybody who said it was bid'ah, they scared to be like Colin when he came on here. Hey,
Colin did some BS, man. He did some BS. He came on here and tried to show off with a little bit of Arabic.
We offered that man.
He didn't try to show off with Arabic. He tried.
Yeah, he did. Talking about Ishmael.
He did try to show off with Arabic, but his Arabic was very weak.
It was trash. That's why me and Solid, we wouldn't respond. We was like, bro, what is you trying to do? What is you trying to say? But then he tried to play us like we didn't understand what he said. So I was like, okay, everything's gonna perish except his face. Like, you're not being slick. Like I don't even like to use a lot of Arabic in my videos unless I'm going to translate every single part of it, which most people ain't even to that level yet. So it ain't even no point. Anybody that do that, they showing off.
I used that last Ramadan on him when me and Jomo did the video, and I recited that in Arabic and asked him, what does that mean? And Jomo said, no, don't answer it. Don't answer it. And he translated it. I said, see? I already know what he was doing, akhi. That's why I didn't say anything. It's like you said, his Arabic is trash. I'm sitting there saying, like, yo, what is he trying to do? Do you know what that means? You know what this means? Okay, everybody know, we know what it means, bro. This is basic. I would like to sit down and talk to that brother, man.
Hey, he just completely denied the haq.
Listen,
I told him if he could prove me wrong, if he go get Fathul Bari and go find that statement, find that tafsir, and it says that person he did tadlis with, if he could prove it, then I would come out publicly. I would give him, I forgot how much money, I think $100. And he would not accept it. Hey, let a Salafi ask me what my sanad is and say he gonna ask me and he gonna give me $100. He better pay up or I'm gonna have to go upside his head. I'm offering money for these people. And then I knew he wouldn't answer the question. That's why I muted him and said, bro, I will send you $20 right now just to say the name of the person that put that tafsir. He knew it was a person of bid'ah. He knew it was a person of bid'ah. That's what we tried to tell y'all. Beware of following the Salafi scholars. They are upon bid'ah.
But Abu Isa, you know, not
Yeah.
to say that you want to sit with them, right? I explained. I said it's 4 types of people, right?
Uh-huh.
I explained that, right? He's the last of the 4.
I
He's
would
too
like. I would like
arrogant to
to.
say.
I want to.
He's too.
I want him to state what he was stating and follow it to his end. I
But he's not
want
going
him
to do
to
it.
follow it to his end. No,
But
he
he's
can
not
talk all
going to
he
do
wants
it.
to. Read the statement and follow that out to his end. And then I want you to tell me where you got it from.
We
And
did
okay,
that.
now
He didn't do it.
let's follow that back. Where does it stop?
He was done. He did tadlis. He wouldn't even tell us. I offered the man $20 to tell me who said that tafsir, who gave that kufr. That was
I like
kufr tafsir. Who
I
gave that?
like I
He
like
didn't. Matter of fact, I
that
got
comment,
$20 for
that
any
last
scholar
comment
to see
that's on
this.
there. You see it?
Huh?
See that last comment that's on there? I like that.
What comment? I can't see anything.
Somebody made dua for him, right?
Yeah, right here.
Somebody said Collins was for a purpose. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala guide all those who see this to him and to rightly guide knowledge. May Allah help us to purify our beliefs. Allahumma ameen. Who says this?
Allahumma
I
ameen.
don't know.
That,
Rabi'a, Annie Islam.
Okay,
with
Rabia.
the African sign. Oh yeah.
So his sarcasm got the best of him, and arrogance is poison. Sarcasm and arrogance is poison.
It comes down to this, man. Imam al-Tahawi said it best. People that covet knowledge that it has been forbidden for them, faqad kafar. The people that covet knowledge or seeks out and desires to be imbued with knowledge that has been forbidden from them are disbelievers.
I want to follow that up with a
And he
statement.
said the people who deny knowledge that is accessible to them. The people that deny knowledge that is accessible to them, I have also disbelieved. فَقَدْ كَفَرَ. So one extreme is you seek knowledge that has been inaccessible for you. And you deny knowledge that is accessible to you. In other words, what did they seek? These people seek to know the realities of Allah's sifat, which are mutashabih, in which no companions nor the Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam sought to define these here attributes. Because you know why? Because when you give a definition,
Collins, we don't hate you, brother,
to an attribute of Allah, you are confining Allah.
No.
And Allah cannot be confined. Because in Arabic, to give a definition of a word is its had. And in Arabic, had.
La had wa la ghaya.
What do you say? La hududa. Laysa hududa lahu.
Collins, we don't hate you, brother. We don't hate you,
So,
brother.
for anybody that try to seek a definition about yadullahi fawqa aydihim, right? وكل من عليها فان ويبقى وجه ربك ذو الجلال والإكرام, right? Where he says تحت عيوننا, right? When he says بيدي, these meanings are mutashabih. And a person that seeks the knowledge of these meanings, فقد كفر, while denying the knowledge that is accessible to us. Because we ain't going to be questioning about Allah's attributes on the day of resurrection.
No.
I ain't going to question you about whether he was in the Makan. You know what he going to question you about? Where was you at in your Makan? right?
And listen, I'm gonna add this.
What was you doing in your makan?
No.
He's not going to ask you anything about his attributes because he knows you do not know. Simple. It's not a question for you never could know. You couldn't know his attributes. That's a knowledge that's been barred from you. But we say we understand, we accept its meaning as it is. What Allah said in the Quran in Surah Al-Ma'idah, right? After he says about the mutashabih verses, he says we believe in it, all of it's from our Lord.
Yeah.
These are the people that are rasikhuna fil ilm. These people are established in knowledge. And what do they say? We believe in all of it. All of it's from our Lord. They ain't say, oh, we know the meaning of all of it, and all of it's from our Lord. Now, Allah didn't say that in the Quran. We understand the meaning of it, and all of it's from our Lord. He says, we believe in all of it, and all of it's from Allah.
As y'all see the 18, we long-winded. We will fight you until we will fight you to the Timberland.
Hey, y'all got anything else? Because I'm hungry and I'm
Hey,
tired.
look, I'm gonna say this and then I'm out, man.
What you gotta say? Because I gotta go too. I mean, I've been drinking this iced tea. You know what happens when you drink a lot of tea.
Look,
You know
just to add on to what Imam Nadir said, and I'm out after this. Speaking about the attributes of Allah is a branch of speaking about the essence of Allah. That's clear enough, I think. That's clear enough. We don't understand the essence of Allah. We won't understand His attributes either. Leave it alone. That knowledge is, as Imam Nadir said, it's forbidden for us. Leave that, man.
Be
Leave that.
concerned with
Stop
what you're
asking.
questioning about, man.
Stop asking about what does such and such mean. What does such and such mean? These are mutashabih. All of them mutashabih. Leave it.
Be concerned with what Allah gonna question you about. What he said, what Prophet Muhammad said, the first thing questioned on the day of judgment is what?
Salah.
Salah. 9.9 times out of 10, a lot of these people don't even know their salah. Now I'm not talking about, oh, you know how to recite the Fatiha, you know a surah, you know the positions, you know when to say taslim. I'm not talking about knowing the salah like that. Those are just positions. Those are external forms. Anybody can walk into the masjid one day and come up out of there and know the salah. Khalas, right?
Yeah.
Know your salah. Right? Internally and externally. The rules and the do's and the don'ts and all the circumstances and conditions surrounding the salah. Let's start there, and then you can move on. But beyond that, no one, 9 times out of 10, they can't have an intelligent conversation with you about salah. But you want to try to convince me that you know the attributes of Allah, which you will not be questioned. Be concerned with those things that concern you, and leave off everything that has no concern for you. And you will get way further in Islam than you can ever imagine. Get way further in Islam than you ever can imagine. And like I said, that'd be it. Just understand that. If you understand that, you'll get way further in Islam. There's no doubt about it. If you understand that. If you understand, you concern yourself, because what he say, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, I'm gonna leave with this hadith and I'm done. I'm gonna check out. He says, min husn al-Islam al-mar'i tarkuhu ma la ya'nihi. So the best Islam that a person can have is to leave alone things that does not concern him. Tarkuhu ma la ya'nihi.
Hey, Imam Nadir.
Don't concern me.
Imam Nadir, I'm getting the Wi-Fi. Not the Wi-Fi, the Wi-Fi. The Wi-Fi. You doing another show.
I said 30 minutes ago.
That's another show, man. Don't be trying to get away from the content, from doing the content. Don't try to put it all in this one, because you know them folks ain't about to sit. We've been here for 3.5 hours. You know they ain't about to sit through it. But I'm gonna have to find a way to.
Conversation now. You know, we be on the phone like this anyway, so I just have a conversation.
That's why I wanted to get one of these in though, because that's why I be telling people like we go hard like this 3-4 times a day. So you know what I'm saying? They be talking Quran or Sunnah, but I gotta go. I'm hungry. Me or the wife ain't ate. But I just want to say this. We're gonna close this up. We have proven. Can't nobody jump on here. That's why I put this guy, Melvin, Taylor, Hamza, you and Willoughby, what's his name? Sabit. I appreciate y'all checking us out. But like we say in the streets, when you say I'm gonna knock dude out, put a glove on it. Don't jump in the comments and try to troll and then jump up out of there. Somebody tagged Melvin Taylor Hamza and he wrote it in Arabic. I don't know if he felt like we couldn't read it or whatever. He wrote it in Arabic that we are all people of bid'ah. Melvin Taylor, whatever, Hamza.
It's probably Musannaf Abdul Razak.
It's probably Musannaf or Abu Kasha or some of the like. Okay, so the wife said that's a real person. Tag him, tell him come get this smoke and quit ducking work. That's just like stealing on a dude. You steal on him and then you run. You don't even finish the fight. Yo,
the A team is outside. We outside.
Man, we outside, man. You got anything before we go outside? Hey, no, you don't.
I'm done, brother. I'm done.
Hey, I love y'all. I appreciate everybody who tuned in. It was a lot of people on here. Everybody couldn't see all the comments because all the different platforms, they won't put them all together on this thing, man. I might have to find a new thing, man, because I'm on 3 different phones with the comments and stuff, man. And it's still something we ain't get to. But we gave the people 3.5 hours, so alhamdulillah. But we love y'all all for the sake of Allah. This we ain't being funny, y'all. I can't stress that enough. We ain't being funny. We're not pronouncing takfir, none of that. We just want our people to be on the Quran and Sunnah according to the way of the Salaf. That's all we want. Huh?
It is bid'ah though.
Oh, it's big bid'ah. And if you're doing tashbih, that's kufr. That's disbelief. So I want the Salafi people to be scared. Like tashbih is called making a likeness to Allah. What them brothers just sat down and broke down for all these hours. Y'all can't ask us what is this and what is that. Do your homework. Now we did all this studying and we came and made a 3.5 hour video. All you gotta do is rewind and play it back over in your ear. We ain't even challenging y'all with books, sitting y'all down in classes, none of that. So if you're doing likeness to Allah, if you liken Allah to his creation in any way, shape, form, or fashion, you have done kufr. You have done kufr, and you should be concerned with that. Should nobody be sitting up like, oh, my salafiyah is correct. No, it ain't. And I'm here to tell you, and we just gave y'all 3.5 hours of content of why it is not. So, Mr. Taylor Hamza, come get this smoke. What's the brother? Sabit Willoughby, come get this smoke. Because at the end, he got frustrated with us. I offered him to come on here twice. He didn't come, but he was in the comments a lot. And, you know, he just was going, he was doing what we told him, stop going from one thing to another. Saleh asked him 3 questions. He did all that typing, and that's what the Salafis do. They spit out them slogans. Slogans. It ain't real knowledge. It's just a bunch of slogans from them pamphlets. That's it. He didn't answer one of his 3 questions. Well, he answered the one about the Aqidah or whatever, and he was wrong. And we proved it. So I'm gone. Y'all gone. I'll see y'all in the morning, man.
Alaikum salam wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.